Basic thugonomics. This is basic thugonomics. Word life. I'm untouchable, but I'm forcing you to feel me. Word life. This is basic thugonomics. Word life. I'm untouchable, but I'm forcing you to feel me. Whether fighting or spitting, my discipline is unforgiving. Got you backing up in a defensive position. An ass-kicking anthem, heavyweight on bantam, holding camp for ransom. The microphone phantom, teams hit the floor, it's the new fight joint. Like a broken needle, kid, you missing the point. We dominate your conference with offense, it's no nonsense. My theme song hits, get your reinforcements. We strike quick with hard kicks, ducking ice sticks, bare knuckle mitts through fight pits. Beat you lifeless, never survive this. Get forgot like all timers. Two-faced rappers walk away with four shiners. The raw rhymer, turning legends to old timers. My incisors like a viper biting through your one-liners. New Dead Man Inc., and we about to make you famous. Taking over Earth and still kicking in Uranus. Word life. This is basic thugonomics. This is basic thugonomics. Word life. I'm untouchable, but I'm
America's in Vegas.
Hey, this is Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle. Oh, it's real. It's damn real. And you better be listening, or I'll break your freaking ankle.
It's time for the Total Wrestling Show Live.
Ready? Hey guys, and welcome to TWS WrestleMania. And here with me as always. Hey guys, and welcome to TWS Family. And tonight is the fast lane to WrestleMania in New Orleans. My brother. In NOLA. And here with me, as always, the producer incarnate, the bod that runs the pod, Chrissy Teigen the vegan, the neckerchief that runs the place, and my brother, that's Joe.
I put the foot down. I've slid it into fifth. I've indicated out. I'm into the fast lane on the road to WrestleMania.
And who is in the hard shoulder? It's at Lissy Does, and she's in that chat room. Lissy, what are you doing?
Chilling in my little sidecar attached to Joe's car.
Oh, things are getting weird early. This is fantastic. But guys, tonight, unfortunately, Wab1990 in the chat room, aka I think it's Kieran, or the_Bruce01, or Brucey's with an S. .bigcartel.com. Kieran, you can thank me later. Pass the £10 over. Go buy yourself a hoodie, some glasses, some pens. Ooh, some pens.
Wab merch coming soon.
I didn't say pen, by the way, I said pen. And saying that, TBA merch coming soon. But guys, more importantly, we are talking about TWS, and we're talking about Fastlane tonight. Lots of good news to get to. And as always, we are sponsored by ImpactEurostore.com. And tonight, as always, again, you can be watching us as well as listening. Because right now, you're either listening on iTunes, and none of this really fully matters to you, or on the TuneIn app. Things like that. But you can also be visibly seeing us. If you go to Twitter at TWS Radio or Periscope, you'll find the Periscope video of us, the three of us, the three amigos in the chat room. And you can also go to Facebook at TWS Radio. And again, you can say that. And I am looking at myself right now. I'm pointing at myself right this second. And I'll get your comments directly in there. I can see that Ben Allen is watching. I can see that Shane Paul is watching. Hey guys, and welcome to the show. And also guys, we're taking over a new platform. Live YouTube. So if you search at TWS Radio on YouTube, there'll be a live video running, and that'll be there all week. Well, forever. And to one side, you'll see the chat room. In the middle, you see our lovely faces, I hope. And you can watch it on there and get good algorithms, you know. Throw a little thumbs up on it.
That's why I've come here in my Sunday best today, Scott.
Throw a comment underneath. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And while you're there, you might as well check out the brothers on YouTube and give them likes, comments, and subscribes. But, you know, before I get killed for not sponsoring just TWS, because I'm a shill. Yeah. I'm going to be totally honest, I'm a shill. I'm sat here in my own merchandise because I'm a shill. I've had interventions from my family
You're a serial
because I've got a problem.
You are.
You're a serial killer. Like the Ghost
Because I'm a shill. Okay, you understand that? You understand that?
Listen.
shill.
You offended?
Tell us
You offended?
what's coming up on the show tonight with TWS.
You offended?
You're a serial shiller.
You are. You are. You are.
You're a serial shiller. Like the Ghostface Killer.
Oh, wow. Rolex is nervous. Lissy,
Yes.
tell us what is coming up on the show tonight with TWS Family.
We have news in spandex and a full preview of WWE Fastlane with the Prediction League and Team Wars.
Oh, is that a Team Wars that we're top of?
Yeah, you know.
Running away with it like Man City.
We are running away with it already. But guys, it's interesting because we keep getting these. We keep getting these previews.
Can you believe
And I like it.
nonsense prior? So what does this
I do like it. I do like it. Guys, before the show, if you go to TotalWrestlingShow.com and you listen to the dark match where we're kind of testing the mics, checking the levels, talking nonsense really. Can you believe that we talk nonsense prior? So what does this part make it? Yeah. And in that time, guys, we ask you for things like Theme of the Week for later on at the end of the show to go out on, which we have picked. And the other thing we do is we play music. And tonight we've had things like Edge, Undertaker, Sergeant Slaughter, Andre the Giant, John Cena, The Rock, HBK, Jericho, Triple H, Orton, Batista, Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, Roman Reigns, Bam Bam Bigelow, Sid, Big Show, Mick Foley, Bret Hart, Yokozuna, Rowdy Piper, Teddy DiBiase.
Mr. Right, this is great. Balls of fire.
If you listen to us on radios,
Yeah, that was a lot of names. That's what you heard. So if you're listening to us in any form that isn't live, so we're talking like in the week, we're talking podcasts, we're talking iTunes, Stitcher, Radio, TuneIn, Podbean. If you listen to us on radios, I just said the names, have a little guess yourself, pause it, have a shout, because the answer was, and no one got it, everyone got very close. People were saying headlined WrestleMania, been in championship WrestleMania. Technically, they were all in the main event of WrestleMania, yes.
Everyone's a winner.
Yeah, exactly, the opposite. The answer is anyone that's lost the last match at WrestleMania. So, technically you're right. Yeah. And the championship match doesn't make sense because obviously Rowdy Piper never had a championship match. Title match, obviously, a main event. Things like that. So, there were certain bits in there that, you were nearly right because, like I said, they are all wrestlers. They are all male. They've all been in the WWE. So, there's a lot of right answers. But the one I was looking for was losers in the last match at WrestleMania.
Hey, just enough.
Mum!
Oh, yes, Archie.
Is
that right? Yeah.
Oh,
Mother.
Your bad mothers. Happy Mother's Day, Nana.
That's when we do tangents, isn't it? And jokes between us.
Spot on. We're only popping Dad right now.
Do you know who else we're popping? Mum, because it's Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, Mother.
Your bad mothers.
Happy Mother's Day, Nana.
Very much.
Happy Mother's Day to all the lovely mothers out there and the bad ones.
All of them.
No?
Yeah. No, they're still mothers. They still laid eggs, right?
Yeah.
Everyone lays
They all
eggs.
did their job.
Who come out of eggs?
Thank you.
That's a thing.
Did really good. Thank you very much, mothers. And it was International Women's Day, so shout out to women, the far superior.
Alicia Fox.
Last week's comment.
Alicia. I said it wrong.
Oh, no.
I said Alicia. It's Alicia Fox. But no, shout out to all the women out there. You're fantastic. You run the world, girls. This is the point that we haven't done this in a while, okay? We got some last week's comments.
Oh, no.
So after Mafia put on their show, a very good show that, actually. I watched it on YouTube live. I even took a picture of my little feet watching it. Because that's what you do, isn't it? Yeah, like when you're sunbathing, you take a picture of your legs doing something.
Yeah,
always.
whether it's
To show you
or hot dogs.
Yeah, mine were just banana socks. But I was watching them, Dan and Crack Out, a good show. They had some comments. It's not really a comment about the show, more of a question. And this question is from Mark Doherty. He asks, when Lars Sullivan makes his main roster debut, how would you book it? He suggested a bodyguard for maybe Dolph Ziggler or Matt Hardy, somewhere along those lines. One, yes, probably similar. If not, you just take the exact blueprint you got from Braun Strowman.
Okay, yeah.
I assume.
Yeah.
Probably the best idea, isn't it?
It's working.
Maybe on the SmackDown brand. I like him. I think he needs
He could be very good.
It sounds extreme when I'm about to say this. I think he needs a couple more years in NXT. I don't think he's bad because they clearly like him. They put him in most takeovers and he's on one coming up. Spoiler alert. We'll talk about that in the news. But he could be very good in that role. The thing that I find interesting with him is his voice. He hasn't got what Braun Strowman's got, the prototypical what you expect his voice to sound like. Lars has this very kind of different, almost like a lisp, quieter voice. Similar to how Brock Lesnar's voice doesn't really match the guy. So I like that. I definitely like the Dolph Ziggler shout.
Yeah, I like it.
Dolph Ziggler's, I could see, and do you know what, off the back of that, I could see some comedy, kind of similar to what Braun's doing with Alexa now, to open up his character a little bit, get him a little less shy.
Oh, definitely.
Not that I think he's necessarily shy. Saying that, on YouTube, he did a workout. They put a shoulder workout.
Oh, I saw that.
That guy's scary.
He's a very scary man.
He's got very big hands, isn't he? His second question there was, would you bring Sanity up to Raw or SmackDown? Would you break him up? I.e. Killian Dane and Nikki Cross to SmackDown and Alexandra Wolf and Eric Young to Raw. I wouldn't break them up. No. Personally, straight to SmackDown, all four of them. I think, like me, Joe and I actually had this conversation earlier. I think they populate SmackDown nicely with the tag team, a mid to top level talent in Killian, and then a very different female approach. I very much like the idea of them to SmackDown. And I think Nikki adds a real dynamic to the women's. Could that be the answer to the Bar's Open Challenge at WrestleMania? Because they are not involved in anything in a minute, except Killian Dane is involved in something that we will talk about later, and it's more of a spoiler, so I'm not going to say that. But Sanity, not really involved. They've been involved in every takeover for about 14 months.
Yeah, it's weird.
So it's very weird for them not to have made the takeover in New Orleans.
It's very spooky.
It's very cool, if not very spooky. Guys, last week there was a poll. That was, do you want Raw taken back to 2 hours? No? 23%. Yes. 77%.
Okay.
How do you guys feel? Because there's a lot of this talk about Fox buying WWE in general. They want the TV rights, but there's talk of them actually buying WWE. And stuff like there's a lot.
That was brought up when people talked about if Vince was to die or move on.
What they were going to do with the company.
And that was the main talk, was Fox buying the company.
Yeah, probably very similar to how UFC sold their company to like a stakeholder, essentially. But Dana stays there to run things. Maybe they'll do something like that. I think if it went to Fox, I think they'd move it back to 2 hours. It shows you how important WWE is, because in a world where a lot of TiVoing action, a lot of online networks, things like that, for a place like Fox, and they're talking about putting Raw on Fox on a Monday, it's prime time.
Very big.
And then SmackDown being on FS1, Fox Sports 1, that would replace their UFC, so they get rid of UFC and take the lead. That's how important. You've got to remember, this is a company that have been running Raw for 25 years, and they're bringing in at least 2 million people every single week, and then at times 10 million people every single week, without shadow of a doubt, no matter what NFL's on a Monday night, whatever's going on, the Oscars, whatever it is, I don't know when it runs, they always bring in at least 2 million views. You can't buy that. No. Yeah. Game of Thrones, the finale, got 3 million.
Yeah.
But I think over here
it's not far off what
Raw gets on just a weekly basis. I'm talking like the Raw before Fastlane that we just watched or something. It's bringing around that many views, so that's fantastic. So you understand why such a big network would kind of go for it.
Well, I think over here we don't notice things from that angle of like an American viewer. When it comes to Raw, like in the sense of what the original question was about the length changing.
Yeah.
Like for us over here, it's not necessarily a big deal, because I don't imagine a lot of people are staying up to watch Raw live.
No.
So we have the ability to minimise it. Like, I think we tend to get Raw done in...
Well, if we always say, if you fast forward the adverts, if you fast forward like the moments ago's, things like that, like video packages that are kind of showing what happened a few weeks ago, blah, 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 you can get it under 2 hours.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, if you were happy for it to be 2 hours, you're already getting that if you're Sky Plusing in this country. If you made it 2 hours, like SmackDown, with you take away the moments ago's, last week's, and the adverts, it's like an hour and 20 minutes. Like we've got time to fit these things in. Like anyone in this country who moans about 3 hours, if you're staying up, fair play. But I would suggest you're better off avoiding your phone for a day and watching it Monday night, Tuesday night.
I tell you what, if you're staying up to watch it here live,
hard.
I
found it hard in America.
Even compared to what the Americans have to put up with watching that at a reasonable time for 3 hours.
Well, every 10 minutes there's adverts.
When
you're just like,
you're working hard to stay awake that night to watch the whole show, and that advert comes along every 5 minutes, it's hard.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
But yeah, again,
I wouldn't mind it going back to 2 hours because it's just condensed. Yeah. But I'm not. I don't watch it live, so I'm not anti 3 hours. I know that there's times where you think,
if we got rid of this hour, this
is very unimportant. Like Lindsay Dorado and Kalisto versus Noam and Drew, who and none of them are in necessarily storylines, and they're taking up their third hour with maybe a Goldust R-Truth segment.
Yeah.
And you think, if we got rid of this hour, this would be such a hot 2 hours. But then again, at the minute, I would have struggled with taking anything away from Raw this week.
Yeah.
We would never have got that gauntlet match. You would have, but loads of people would have missed out.
Yeah.
And we're seeing with SmackDown, I think we're starting to realise, like Shinsuke doesn't fit on the show.
No.
And SmackDown's not the best at the minute, but they can't even get Rusev in and stuff like that, and there's not much on there that you're going, this is such a waste.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of it is kind of stuff that's predominant. But trying to fit big guys in, so you can see they struggle with such big rosters now. It's tough to fit 2 hours.
Yeah, I think from my standpoint, like if I like with the vote,
that's fine for us. From my standpoint, I'd say keep it.
I'd say the 3 hours is fine. Like just in terms of how big the roster is and how much they can fit into that 3 hours, and the fact that we can watch it at a reasonable rate in a reasonable hour. I mean, that's fine for us. From my standpoint, I'd say keep it at 3 hours personally. But I see no harm in going down to 2. I see no harm in jam-packing Monday Night Brawl into 2 hours. You know what I'm saying?
I do, and I like sometimes like that segment you got with Elias and Braun this week.
Yeah, that's the whole show.
That segment ran for maybe 25 minutes.
Yeah.
If that's a 2-hour broadcast, yeah, they can still do that. But by the time you've done that, you've done the Roman, Paul Heyman stuff. You've done whatever the other major things were, like Finn, Seth, and Thingy, and then Ronda. That's the whole show. And yeah, you think, God, that's a good 2 hours then. It's pure. But everyone will be like, well, where do the Bar fit in? You know, they're working hard every single week. Where does the Revival fit in? Where do... I can't think off the top of my head, but there's so many other talented guys on Raw that you go, at the minute, not even fitting the cruiserweights in, because they're doing a tournament.
Or even think of the amount of people that have been given opportunities because of that extra bit of time and made it and ran with it. Like, from a standpoint of working for WWE, I wouldn't want to cut down. I'd want SmackDown and Raw to be longer.
Well, that's the problem with tonight. Fastlane is the last single-branded pay-per-view for now, anyway, until they eventually do these again. But people saying that's a good thing, I agree. Like, as in, like tonight's Fastlane, we're going to get to it. It's a weaker card. You're not going to get that when they're back together. Problem is, by the time you get your Randy Orton match, your John Cena match, your Roman Reigns match, your Braun Strowman match, where's Chad Gable's match? Where's the New Day and Usos? Are they going to be on every pay-per-view? Probably not. You know, are the Bar going to be on every pay-per-view? Probably not. Will Seth and Finn be on every pay-per-view? Probably not. And there will be arguments that will say that's probably a good thing because you don't want to oversaturate. That's why NXT is so good, because you'll see Tyler Bate every 9 weeks. So therefore you really like him. But on a week-to-week basis, selling tickets, you need people to be really familiar with these guys. And the last thing I want is the brands to go back together, because these rosters are so big already. God, they wouldn't be able to fit all the guys in. So if I had to say, I'm okay with the 3.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Lissy.
Yeah.
More wrestling the better to me. I have no complaints. I don't watch wrestling live in this country pretty much at all. I've got no complaints because nothing's actually that long.
No.
Like, it's all kind of short. And this week's poll, Lissy, do you want to have a go at this? I've spelt it wrong. Do you want to have a go? This week's poll, and it is on TWSRadio.com. Make your voices heard.
Will the Great Deletion be at WrestleMania or before then?
So that is the Great War / Total Deletion. I didn't know what to call it, so I called it the Great Deletion, or in my show plan, Grey Deletion. That will be up all week on TWSRadio.com. Mafia will give you the results next week, and I'm sure they'll have a little discussion. Or we might know by then because of Raw and SmackDown. But either way, guys, get to TotalWrestlingShow.com and please leave a vote, because it really does help with the website, the interactiveness of it. This week is a prize pack. This is Fastlane, so there's a prize pack. We like this. Tonight's prize pack, guys, is one and only rival. Struggled with that word for some reason. 2017 DVD. Mike Bennett T-shirt. Bobby Roode signed pick. Thank you, ImpactEurostore.com, for these prizes, and to get in with the chance for these prizes, you've either got to be in the chat room tonight. Listen, we'll take a picture at some point, so make sure you're in it all night. All night. You have to be in there all night. It's a lock-in. You know, you got to stay and listen to us.
Yeah, Kieran.
Kieran /WAB1990, whoever you may be, Mr. America, Kieran's bottom, that stuff. You had to have heard the Huck match to get that. It's not in context. You got to share or retweet the podcast or any of the graphics on social media. You go to @TWS Radio for those social media outlets. Make sure you get share and retweet. Really get this podcast out so everyone in the world has to listen to it. And also that means you'll be in for a chance to win those great prizes. And the winner will be announced next week with Mafia, along with the poll we just said. I felt like I said a lot then. So guys, this is the moment in which we will go into News and Spandex. How do you guys feel going into News and Spandex? Do you feel ready? Do you feel hydrated?
I feel great.
If you were on Periscope, Facebook, YouTube, anywhere like you saw me steal Lissy's Powerade. This is not a brand deal. This is not a plug. This is simply a hydration tactic.
Just got to get those electrolytes. Get near the mic with that as well. I want to hear it. Oh, those sweet electrolytes.
I feel hydrated.
WWE.
For all the latest news from the world of professional wrestling, including the WWE, TNA, ROH, and the independent scene, join us for the News in Spandex.
Yeah. The WWE. Ring of Honor.
I'm ready! Oh, we're back. Sorry. Guys, we are ready for News in Spandex.
The WWE.
This is all the news in Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan, and the WWE. This is Howard. Let's go. Oh, that was half a good impression.
Yeah, that's right.
We needed Kieran ready for that. Yeah, Kieran.
Where are you?
Anyway, the greatest Royal Rumble, Lissy. What news you got on that?
WWE announced the greatest Royal Rumble event this week is to be hosted in Saudi Arabia on the 27th of April. It will involve 50 superstars. No word yet on what you achieve if you win, currently no broadcast information is known. Thoughts?
It really threw me off.
I'll tell you, this is an interesting little story. I think it went up maybe Monday with the Hillbilly Jim news, this week, which we'll get to a little later. It really threw me off. I saw a couple tweets from kind of small creators on YouTube that kind of get involved in wrestling a little bit, and they said, well, get ready to hear WWE greatest Royal Rumble of all time for the next month. And I was like, why would they be saying that on TV? Like, I couldn't figure it out, and then I scrolled down as an ESPN or WWE screen grab, and it was it's very interesting. It makes total sense.
Yeah,
like Saudi Arabia, somewhere they don't go to as often as they probably should. It's a huge market, and as much as people in this country might say like they dislike it, like how the independents were a long time ago, used to have a lot of matches in the Battle Royal or Royal Rumble of sorts.
Been in those.
They're still good. Like they are an attraction. When you talk to your friends that don't like wrestling as much anymore, they go, they still do those Royal Rumbles.
Yeah.
I love it when they're all in there. All those memes. Think of the memes at the gym on January 1st. Everyone talks about the Royal Rumble. Everyone talks about Battle Royals. Everyone talks about the old over-the-top deal.
Yeah.
It's such a attraction. When you put 50 of the best superstars in the world in one, in somewhere like Saudi Arabia, and they go, oh my God, are you telling me you're going to get John Cena, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio maybe, all these guys in one match?
Sounds incredible.
Yeah, think of it less if you're like a deep wrestling fan, your favorite wrestler right now is Ishii, for example. Think wider, like of like a world appeal. If WWE said, "Oh, we're gonna have Roman Reigns versus Jinder," that could do well, right?
Yeah.
What if we put Roman Reigns, Jinder, John Cena, and all these guys? Think people like Rey Mysterio, they kill YouTube.
Yeah.
If Rey Mysterio's in something on YouTube, goes crazy. If John Cena's in it, there's certain guys that just transcend worldwide. Randy Orton, another one. Certain guys, I don't know why, but they just particularly are huge all over the world via things like YouTube now. Yeah, the Brothers All. So when you do that, places like for example, one of our YouTube channel, some of the most viewed places in the world that view our channel is India and Saudi Arabia, because they watch a lot more internet. They get more interactive. So when you put 50 great guys together, it seems like the ultimate kind of like brand deal. Like look at all these shiny superstars in one ring, and they're talking that it's going to be a big old stadium as well. So I think this is great, and I think they're launching it in Saudi Arabia, the network. That's a guess. If you're in the chat room, just let me know if they are. But I think it's to do with that.
What a better way to advertise the network, though, than putting 50 of the best superstars in the ring together.
What do you think, Liz? You like a little Royal Rumble, a little Battle Royal of sorts?
I do indeed.
Very exciting.
Very exciting.
Very
exactly
cool.
that. It gives you more the illusion, I shouldn't really say illusion, the feeling that anything can happen.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Like when you're deep in wrestling or you do wrestle, you see things differently.
Yeah.
Imagine it's like an 8-year-old boy that loves WWE based on the WWE YouTube channel. And he's like, can I get tickets to this show? They're doing 50 guys. I feel like it is the best way to promote it. Secondly, What's this for? Do you get anything? Is there going to be is it going to be the Andre Giant Battle Royal?
Oh, okay.
But they're saying it's a Royal Rumble, aren't they? They're not saying it's a Battle Royal, so that's 50 entrants.
When did you say this is?
27th of April.
So it could line up a title shot potentially.
Yeah, maybe for the next tour or something. Like they could do something that's completely in-house, like as in they announce. I'm sure this will be all over social media when they do it.
Yeah.
Like let's say Baron Corbin wins it or something.
Yeah, good.
I'm sure it'll go worldwide, but maybe they'll just set up a title match next time they're in Saudi Arabia, so people want to come see the outcome of what that was.
In a similar way as like a local indie show would, like you said earlier, they'll have everyone wrestle on the night, then everyone who wrestled on the night is in a battle royal, and then the winner of that battle royal then gets a title shot at the next event returning to that said venue.
Yeah, as opposed to like TV, because I think it'll be shown on TV, but it won't be kind of used in storyline on TV. I think, but obviously as the weeks go by, we'll get a lot more information. Secondly, do we have 50 superstars?
What, in WWE?
Yeah, in the WWE.
In the WWE?
Well, technically, they had 33 men in the Battle Royal at Royal Rumble last year. And none of those guys were on the main show.
Okay.
And there was 2 other matches on that pre-show, so that's 4. So that's 37 people on the pre-show of WrestleMania last year. So all they got to do is 13 more guys. I'm sure 13 more guys were on the main card, but I don't think Brock's doing it. I don't think Goldberg's doing it. I don't think...
but you've got people available from NXT as well.
That's always the option. Like that's the good thing with WWE with the farming system is they always have, like everyone was saying, like if they do the Andre Giant Battle Royal at WrestleMania this year, are they going to be able to fill it other than people like the Revival in it? And I was like, yeah, because they could put NXT guys in it. They're all there for the weekend. They could do one-off attractions. They could do Pat McAfee, who got involved, the former Indianapolis Colts punter, who is now working for Barstool. He got involved in a house show with Adam Cole. That's something they could easily bring to WrestleMania. Therefore, they get Barstool Media, which is a huge media outlet now, into the WrestleMania weekend and procedures, and there are more eyes on the WWE.
What do you think the chances are of bringing back like a one-off return?
People that's so random. And I was like, but when you look around YouTube, that is such it's gold. Yeah, it's like a dream match to kind of the world.
Into the WrestleMania weekend and procedures, and there are more eyes on the WWE.
What do you think the chances are of bringing back like a one-off return, like Batista, someone?
Maybe, yeah.
Someone like Batista, who's very viral. He's a very viral.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like, it's interesting. Like when the rumors of Rey Mysterio and John Cena took. People were like, that's so random, and I was like, but when you look around YouTube, that is such it's like a dream match to kind of the world. Maybe not America, not North America, maybe not England, but the world. When you're looking at China, Saudi Arabia, Australia, anywhere really, like Finland, Germany, these guys that kind of get stuff on delays and that. They actually, like, that kind of match would be perfect.
Yeah. You forget how big a market it is, really.
Yeah, it really is. Something else that was kind of unnoticed on Raw, they kind of spoke about it, is it looks like they're going to Australia this year in October.
Oh.
And they're saying they're going to fill out 100,000 stadium. Cricket. I assume so.
Okay. Buddy Murphy on top?
Do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the Iconic Duo and Buddy Murphy aren't involved.
It wasn't something I was worried about. I just saw like a report of like.
Very weird though. I found it weird. Like, I don't know the market over there, but
I think the Australian indie market seems to be booming.
It is, but 100,000 people to a WWE event.
That's a lot. Are you thinking though also you forget that people who live near Australia, like
Hong Kong,
places like that, they aren't afraid to fly. It's short distance.
Yeah, maybe they're not going to places like Hong Kong for but it is tough. It's really tough. It wasn't something I was worried about. I just saw like a report of like, will they fill that? At the same time, I don't think it matters if they don't fill it. No, it's just 100,000 seat stadium, which is a big deal. But when they go to Australia, as little as they've gone, they haven't been there a while.
Well, maybe that's what they're banking on.
Yeah, it's
that market that hasn't had WWE for some time.
Yeah, it's kind of like going to England to fill out Wembley. You'll do it based on they haven't done a SummerSlam, for example, since '92. They came into the SummerSlam. And I think they did very good numbers, maybe 50, 60,000 back in like 2003. That kind of global something tour. If you know in the chat room,
global
warning. Yeah, I think so. Tour. Yeah, they did a very big numbers. So maybe they'll know the stats more than we do. Like they'll know what ratings they're getting, what local advertising's like and stuff. But either way. It's good for WWE, the brand, because obviously it's getting more worldly. That's the thing is, there are like places like India and that Impact went there. It's clearly such a big market for wrestling, and so many people there. That's why people like Jinder are involved. People hassled Jinder, and Jinder made WWE a lot of money this year. You know, maybe it wasn't the greatest run. He made a lot of money. Vince McMahon is now back on the billionaires list. According to Forbes now, with 1.8 billion a year. So he went from being under $1 billion last year to 1.8 billion. Shows you the year that McMahon's had. I'm sure there was more involved than just the Jinder Mahal run. I'm just saying, very good year for WWE.
Oh, you definitely got to take into account.
That might have been just stopping Pyro for you.
You never know. That does cost a lot.
It does. I hope there's lots of WrestleMania.
Lots of Pyro. Do you reckon?
I think so. I think they saved up a little budget, maybe. Because they do say they cost around 12 million to spend on just
it's the Hardy Boys.
No, that's Mania.
Just Mania.
Yeah, something like that. It's crazy. They love their fireworks.
Well, Lissy will be thrilled if that's not the case.
It would be so good. WrestleMania without me having to hide.
I like it when we're at the O2 in a small confined, like I say smaller confined area, and she head down between her knees. Just listen, it's done. Who's coming up next? And I'm like, I can't really tell. That camera standing like it's Mark Henry's entrance. I think you'll be okay. And then all of a sudden, it's the Hardy Boys. Oh no. Anyway, Guy, Lissy.
Yes.
New title corner with @LissyDoes on Instagram.
Earlier in the week, it was reported that WWE were looking to bring in a new set of tag titles for the 205 Live brand, and then at NXT tapings this week. Spoiler alert.
This is spoiler alert, guys. Stop listening if you don't want to hear about Impact. NXT.
They brought in a new championship that will be crowned at the NXT TakeOver New Orleans. The name of the title being the North American title. That concludes Title Corner with Lissy Does.
Oh, that was fun.
It's different, wasn't it?
That was real fun. How about those tag titles, eh? You fancy going vegan like I did and losing all that weight?
No, I'm cool, man. So we'll break that apart into two, and we'll tackle it individually. 205 Live tag titles. They're looking to go on the road. This makes sense.
Yeah.
They can't, if you have a house show and it has 6 matches for nothing, then the main title. Similar to Independence. It's okay, but with WWE, it helps, and they've got great teams. Like they started to kind of form. I think it was Hideo and Tozawa this week.
Yeah.
And then you've also got Kalisto, Grand Metalik, and Lindsay. There was actual talks that they might actually not be a tag titles coming. It's a 6-man title coming.
Ooh.
Which I think is cool because that would add something different to 205.
Handy for us.
Yeah, Wab would. Kieran and I would have to drop a little stonage, but
vegan.
No. But when you think about it, I think 205 needs to distance itself from everything.
Yeah.
So a 6-person one would really diversify that brand.
Yeah.
Because WWE have never had a 6-person. Ring of Honor has 6-person. TNA have, Impact have dabbled in it. Lucha Underground does.
WCW ever do that?
I can't remember, but a lot of people have, but WWE have never done it.
No.
And I can see money in that. Like Lindsay, Grand Metalik, and Kalisto being the Luchadors.
Yeah.
Then you could have maybe Davari, Tony Nese, Noam. It's kind of like a prima donna-y kind of group. It's easier, and they've got a lot of talent there. It'd be easy for them to kind of manipulate things that way. But again, it is 3 people as opposed to 2, so there's 6 people in a match as opposed to 2. When you're a touring brand, 6 people in one match, and then the main event being 2. Now you've got to fill 4 or 5 other matches. British strong style. 3-man group. But you could also have Mustache Mountain on there working as a team. So I think either way they need a group, like a team type title, because I think it just adds to the brand. You're not going to see it defending on Raw, so don't maybe now and then, but don't think it's like, oh, we're going to have loads of more tag teams. I think it's just going to be guys thrown together. The Bollywood boys once they're back. So that I think is all positive. Personally, I do anyway. Rob Scott says the North American title and 205 Live tag titles are we in a generation where everyone gets a prize. Soon there'll be more titles than wrestlers. Bad idea in my opinion. I see what you mean, but we're in a better position than we've been in a long time, in the sense when you look at Raw as an individual, world title, middle title, tag title, women's title. SmackDown, same. NXT now, finally, world title, middle title, women's title, tag title. 205, main title, tag title.
It's organised.
I know that we then got the UK title, but when you look at SmackDown, Raw, and NXT, they all have the same styles: world, middle, tag, women's. And then obviously 205 being a separate deal. So I agree. I know what you mean. There's a lot of titles. Like back in when we grew up, what was it? IC, Tag, Women's, Main. Four titles for the whole of the WWE. But you remember, WWE is now 3 separate brands. One in which is a farming system has become as popular as the main system. Then you're now making secondary brands. And I think the North American title, which we're going to get onto now, is more. I think they're going to become more territory based. I think that's a good name for kind of, because it's got a lineage. I think
it's got a very old school vibe.
Yeah, that's cool for that middle title in NXT, because I think NXT's always missed the middle ground, because it's kind of like a jump. You're either a main eventer or you're not on the show.
Velveteen Dream.
Whereas with the UK tournament, I could see maybe a Japanese title eventually and stuff like that. So I think they're trying to become maybe more cultural based titles. You know, so I don't know, but the North American title, if you don't want to know about this, turn off for the next 5-10 minutes. We're about to talk about some spoilers. WWE have basically spoiled for everyone. They've talked about it. Like at the tapings, they announced that TakeOver New Orleans is a 6-person match for the North American title in a ladder match. Did I say that?
That's just guys.
Is Velveteen Dream, Killian Dane, EC3.
And I could see someone like the Velveteen Dream getting that will go down
Adam Cole,
well that weekend, because people expect
Lars,
it to be Ricochet, EC3,
and
Adam
Ricochet.
Cole.
Okay,
that's
a hell of a match.
I had a mind fart.
I think someone like that
I don't blame you.
Those 6 guys. One, that's incredible. That is a great pack of guys, and that shows you how good NXT is going forward, because that's one match. That's not world titles. That's not tag titles. That's not even women's championships. That's just guys.
That's a worldly mix of superstars as well.
And I could see someone like the Velveteen Dream getting that will go down extremely well that weekend, because people expect it to be Ricochet, EC3, Adam Cole, baby. But I think someone like that coming out of it, that would be cool. That would be very cool.
Very cool.
But no, so for example, Chuck Cardinal simply says EC3. So that's all he said. So
good name as well, by the way.
Yeah, you'll like this name. Carl Pickup says North American title, so only they can use it. They can only win it if they're there. I think we've seen with the UK title is on the line this week on NXT TV against Roddy Strong. Beat down Roddy Strong. It doesn't matter where it's from. The US title is in the hands of Rusev a lot. It's defended on European grounds. It's not so much like the English Premier League is only English Premier League. The title is kind of a name of a title. The British heavyweight champ boxing defends it in America. Americans win that. They can.
It's no different to the European title back in the day as well.
It's just based on like the champion of that area. WWE is trying to see themselves as a global thing. They're not the North Americans of wrestling, like the major company in North America. They're trying to say we're the major company in the world.
World.
We have, because I think eventually, like I've said before, I think they're going to have a Japanese territory, an English territory, a North American territory, an Indian territory. They're going to have all of these areas taken up, so that they're running shows in Australia weekly. That are only on the network and in Australia. So the Australians can just follow that. They're not following like WWE live from, like when we grew up, it's like, where the hell's Alabama? Like we don't know. Like why are all the jokes based on American things that we don't even know what these words are? It's going to become more cultural. So there'll be a UK thing that if you want, you could just watch the UK thing. And you can go to their live shows, which are around the UK. So I think they're going to try to invade the entire world in that way.
Good. It's good. It's a good step forward.
I'm glad. I've been waiting for a middle title and NXT personally. And I'd like the Velveteen Dream to walk out with it. Lissy, the next bit of information you've got is actually based on the total Great War deletion on a poll. That's all I could call it really, because I don't know what it's called at this point, but it's something. Missy, what is it?
Okay, so this is just a little more on the matter. It's been reported that the deletion or Great War that is being built will take place before WrestleMania, but others are reporting that it will be at the grandest stage of them all. With that being said, it was recorded this past week at the Hardy compound. Are we excited, and do we mind when it happens?
I knew you'd come.
Yeah, so that's basically what the poll is earlier. Is like essentially we're about to have the conversation of what we think the poll answer is. More kind of what we want, not what we think. So break it down into a couple more areas. It was reported this week, and even TWS on Facebook announced this on Twitter, which is at TWS Radio if you want to follow it, said that
sorry.
It seems that it's going to happen before Mania, and Jeff's cleared, so therefore Jeff's going to come back on this deletion. Then that's going to set up the bar and the Hardys at WrestleMania. I get that, but they've already said they've beaten the Hardys, and I know what they're going to do. They're going to repackage them as the Broken Hardys, and they've beaten the Hardys, but have you ever beaten the Broken Hardys? That makes total sense. In our world, anyway. I know that if you just turn that on and you're my grandpa or something, do you know what I mean? Like, sorry, that didn't make any sense, and I know it.
Gibberish.
Yeah, it was gibberish. That makes total sense. And I read also a report that said, that they had filmed it this week at the Hardy compound. But WWE released a poll was, who do you want to see involved from the Hardy clan next? King Maxwell, Reby, Jeff, Senor Benjamin, the Dilapidated Boat. So there's all these things that they were kind of checking. I personally, I'm going to throw it right out there. I 100% want this at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I want there to be a arc to WrestleMania. We haven't done that in a long time. I can think of WrestleMania 18 when they did the hardcore title throughout the whole night. So you start the match in the ring, and then throughout the night it was around the arena.
I think this
Love
should
that.
be a way of taking
Rowdy Piper and Goldust at WrestleMania 12, the Backlot Brawl, they travelled to the stadium. I like the idea that if we're doing this, let's do this correct. JB's now on board. Jeremy Borash is now on board. He's the one that helped film it. The vignette you saw on Raw this week from the Hardy compound was done by Reby herself, which was how they did the originals. They've also got the names to Broken. Matt has said it'll be less W's and more B's in the future. So I think this deletion will be a way of making him not Woken anymore. He could become Broken on it. So he's saying Woken's like halfway, then he becomes Broken. There's still money in this. They need to do it right though, because at the minute they're doing it very strange. It's too WEified, it's too clean. It needs to be funny. And if we're going to do it funny, and people, that's what everyone liked originally, have them do this deletion, film it prior. Somewhere during WrestleMania, a couple matches in, goes live to the Hardy compound. Don't make it long, because obviously the crowd in attendance is a bit of a, play it. And let's say do 10 minutes. We're talking Bray walking around the compound, he's getting spooked out, we see... he falls into the river of incarnation, comes back out as Husky Harris, goes back in, comes back out as Bray Wyatt. Hilarious. Willow comes out. I think Crusher has actually said that on Facebook. Yeah, Crusher says, I want Willow. Willow comes out. Willow goes back away. Brother Nero appears. They become Broken. They walk into some kind of the boat, and all of a sudden it goes, and they get transported somewhere. And that sounds ridiculous, right? But that's what the deletion was all about. It was just stupid. It was ridiculous. Everyone in attendance will laugh at that. 100%. You'll hear that laugh. Then it just goes off. Couple matches, comes back. They're now at Access. They're in the ring at Access. It's empty. And they're fighting throughout Access. They're going through all the memorabilia. They're working everywhere. Goes away again. The next bit, they're in the street, walking towards the Superdome. They get the drone shots of the Superdome with them walking up Canal Street. Okay, then it goes back. Then the next one is, I think they're in the arena. They get into the arena, they finish the match. Very similar to the Backlot Brawl. I know what I just said was ridiculous, but that's what we want from this. We don't want it to be just VTs and Matt Hardy wrestling a 6-minute match. We want to see the whole ridiculousness that is that.
Oh yeah, don't beam like worms into the ring and stuff. Just go straight in at the...
super weird. Transporting people. But the fact they recorded this week does make me believe that maybe this week's Raw we're going to see it. And that worries me about Bray at WrestleMania, personally. But I can tell you some of these things that have... some of the feedback was Mighty Quirk simply says Brother Nero. Chuck Cardinal comes in with that deep shade, because he says they don't want WrestleMania to fully tank more than they already have. Chuck Cardinal, enjoy WrestleMania. Delete! Steve Mackey, he said, didn't even realise Jeff was out. Well, Steve Mackey, I don't think you're watching the program, because you will notice that Matt's never with Jeff.
Yeah. Do you think you're missing him on that Hulu cut? Is that what
you think? Are you not watching it?
You think YouTube's just not playing that?
I get it. You're throwing a little shade. But you know Jeff's not there. You're lying to us on our feed.
You're lying to yourself.
Jordan Payne says, at the very least, I expect it to be it's going to be totally messed up. It doesn't need to be at Mania, because obviously it'll be recorded before then, and they should change it from Woken to Broken, as we've been waiting for that since last year. I understand, and I think logically it's tough to do something on a screen at WrestleMania. I think people pay a lot of money. They don't want to be watching a screen. But I really don't want them to just bang through this on Raw. Albeit it'll make Raw amazing, and they need to advertise it.
Yeah, you don't want it to get that throwaway.
They need to do what I said, because that sounds great.
Yeah, yours sounds way too good. I'm really going to be disappointed.
How hilarious would be seeing him in Access?
That would be funny. But Cannon says show it before WrestleMania, then it gets the time and attention it deserves.
Yeah,
so
true.
That's a good way of looking at it as well.
Yeah, I see that.
What if, let's say this week's deletion, they show it, but they all get in the cars. Next week's Raw, they're in Arkansas.
Okay.
They're fighting on the side of the road. The week after, they're in Lafayette.
Oh, get close.
Then the week of, the Raw just before Mania, they're already at the Superdome fighting outside the Superdome. Mania starts with them brawling through. It's a real journey. Maybe do it like that. I don't like the idea of just throwing it out there now and it's done and then brazen the Battle Royal. It just seems so. They're actually building something.
Yeah.
Whether you believe this is done well or not, they have built Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy as a feud. Don't blow it off on Raw this week and then quickly go, oh, Matt and Jeff have to get in with the bar.
Yeah.
It's too quick a transition, and also with the bar stuff, it's piqued everyone's interest.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the bar's opponent?
Yes.
That's what we're really interested in. Don't ruin that by now telling us this week it's the Hardys. Can we go? One, those matches were great before. But secondly, it's like, okay. It's a great match, but I think when you get people excited, it's very similar to what Cena did with Taker. He said to everyone, I want the Undertaker. You got everyone saying yes, and they said that can't happen. So you don't do that in wrestling to then pull the rug out.
No.
Because you're in charge of what happens next. That's why Vince said he'd never end UFC. Because you can't dictate finishes, therefore you can't dictate the stars. So I don't like that personally. I kind of want to see this play out to WrestleMania. Maybe just have a match at WrestleMania then. Or pre-show. The deletion could be on the pre-show. Get more eyes to YouTube, more eyes to the network, more people to subscribe.
Yeah,
I don't know. Because that could be what the feature match on the pre-show is. Make sure you get to the pre-show because you have to see the deletion.
Either way, though.
True.
Either way, we're getting the deletion.
Do you know what I mean? Like, therefore, people in the stadium aren't going to be bothered because the majority of the pre-show you're just looking around because people are doing VTs and talking, like Renee and all that. So no one's going to miss out on anything. Mania hasn't started yet. Show a 35-40-minute deletion. People in the audience will love it.
I think there's quite a few different ways they can go. I think you've just given 4 different examples of what they can do.
That's why you can hire me as a writer, honestly, anytime, because I have Goldust on top. So that was all that.
Either way, though.
Hey guys,
either way, we're getting the deletion on WWE TV, which I didn't think anyone saw happening. Whether we get it on Raw or WrestleMania, it's going to be bad.
Joe, I worry that you haven't got your show plan in front of you anyway. You have? Okay, cool. Because we're about to take our spandex off and throw on our teeny white briefs. This is News and Briefs. Hey guys, welcome to. This is your news voices, guys.
Okay.
News and Briefs is back. 2018 edition with TWS Family. And I've started. It looked as though Rey Mysterio was hurt. Now he looks like he's okay. He's still advertised for 5-star upcoming, and he's promoted himself in the last couple of days. Very interesting. Stay tuned.
Jonathan Coachman could be in hot water as he has been named in a sexual harassment case from co-workers at ESPN. WWE take these matters very seriously, and we have seen and in time will tell.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
I could have written it better though, couldn't I?
Rumor of Dolph Ziggler v Shane McMahon. Interesting.
Wow, Cody Rhodes and the Bucks have chosen Chicago for the All-In event. Will they fill 10,000? We think so.
A very long and heated exchange happened on Twitter this week between Sienna of Impact and 205 Live competitor Mark Andrews. Ricochet, Gail Kim, among others, piped up too. It was over wrestlers buying themselves to shows.
Wow. There was a lot of speculation that the mixed tag match will go on last at WrestleMania. I feel that may pickle some onions out there.
I think it will, Joe. The brothers.bigcartel.com.
Well said, Scott. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you, Joe.
WWE released 2 NXT talents who were used in the Mae Young Classic, Abby Lath, formerly Kimberly, and Sage Beckett. Good luck in whatever is next for these 2 talented ladies.
100% International Girls Week.
International Women's Day.
It was done actually the day after, I think.
Wow.
The day before.
Cesaro wants any beach ball bearing fans in the WWE universe to be a band.
Wow, no more beach balls, unless you'll be happy. Lots of rumours that Vince McMahon met with Alberto Del Rio. A return could be in the works, but who really knows?
Hillbilly Jim was the latest name in the WWE Hall of Fame. Talk of Bam Bam this week. We'll find out tomorrow.
Why didn't I try and rhyme? Hillbilly Jim was the latest name in the WWE Hall of Fame. Talk of Bam Bam this week. We'll find out on fleek.
On fleek.
That's what the kids say.
Apparently.
That's it, Joe.
Okay.
I just thought we'd have a quick chat. Hillbilly Jim, is he a Hall of Fame worthy superstar?
Yes.
Cool. And because there's a lot of talk that people believe this is the worst Hall of Fame lineup ever.
Really?
Because they're saying Goldberg did most of his work outside of WWE. Just listen to this, okay? This isn't my opinion, guys. Don't shoot the messenger. Ivory, who not is necessarily in everyone's top 10 women's wrestlers of all time. Fair enough. Jeff Jarrett, who people feel didn't have a Hall of Fame career in WWE. The Dudley Boys, who people feel is right. And then Hillbilly Jim, who everyone thought was a comedy act. I'm going to break this down for you quick. So, Goldberg, he's been at 2 WrestleManias against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Big superstar. Big. WWE owns WCW, right?
Yeah.
Biggest WC superstar.
Yeah, pretty much. That guy.
Doesn't deserve it. And then Hillbilly Jim, I'm going to quickly talk. That guy was a big deal. Big. Well, it's not. This isn't a sports Hall of Fame. This isn't a deal where they didn't win enough championships. They didn't draw enough whatever. Hacksaw Jim Duggan was relatively a comedy character, but in the WWE that is. But he still drew. The crowd really went for him. And Hillbilly Jim was a crossover mainstream superstar, massive, big time. Big time. I watched I Love You Man this week. Anyway, we'll get to that. Jeff Jarrett, 6-time Intercontinental Champion, made the likes of Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Xavier Woods. Need I say more? Ivory, a part of the original Glow, with how well Glow's done recently. One hell of a wrestler. And then Dudley Boys speaks for themselves. Bam Bam Bigelow this week. We like that?
Big time.
That's a big time. There's a chance. Anyway, there's Bam Bam. That's a rumour. I actually listened to Stone Cold and DDP this week. And DDP, there's a point where Austin went for a wee.
Okay.
During the show, and DDP had to hold down the fort. And he went off course a little bit and was like, I heard Bam Bam is actually going in the Hall of Fame this week. And then was like, I don't know that for a fact, but that's what I've heard. And I was like, oh, that's a spoiler.
Potentially one of the greatest big men of all time. Just ask fellow host Dan.
Barnsdale.
Loves a bit of Bam Bam.
Dan does.
Loves a bit of Bam Bam.
So does Crusher, though. The other Dan, who patterns himself a lot on the big man. The Beast.
They're all legends.
I think it's a hell of a Hall of Fame year, personally. I think it's just getting newer, so naturally people are curmudgeons and they go, oh no. But it's like people say Owen Hart should be in British Bulldog. One, there's secondary problems. Drew Carey's in there. Exactly, but it's not just that. It's Bulldog will go in when it's in England or Canada. So will Owen. You know, there's guys that kind of make sense to certain places.
He probably deserves to be in
so,
WWE have their reasons. Come on.
Yeah, and they have to fill a certain criteria, believe it or not. So, you know. Anyway, there you go, slap nuts. Guys, the trivia before we go into our major midlife crisis break.
Mine's coming fast.
You can see by the cravat you're wearing, big boy. I turned 21. Here you are. Who was the headline for the Hall of Fame in 2012? Side note, I went to it. I had very bad gas.
He probably deserves to be in the Hall of Fame too.
Yeah, probably. Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
That's really good. Hey, so guys, don't go messing with the country boy, country boy, country boy. I'm a man of the woods. That's my pride. Anyway, we'll see you after the break with the answer to the trivia and Fastlane preview with Team Wars and the Prediction League.
When I was a little bitty boy, baby, cut my teeth on a big old tree. Mama filled my bottle from my moonshine still. My first meal was the bass she killed. Bass she killed, the bass she killed. My first meal was the bass she killed.
Have you missed an episode of TWS? Or are you not able to join us live? Well, if that's the case, then subscribe to the show on iTunes. Just search for Total Wrestling Show and you will have access to our entire back catalogue with every Total Talk, on the road and of course live show archive at your disposal. While you're there, don't forget to leave us a review.
This is TNA GFW Knockout Gail Kim and you are listening to the Total Wrestling Show.
Hey guys, there's so many different ways to listen to TWS. You can listen live via the website at TotalWrestlingShow.com, on your phone via the TuneIn app, or on podcast. It's downloadable from the TWS website, iTunes, Stitcher and Podbean. So there's really no reason for you to miss out on your most favourite wrestling show.
You know, to think this started off as fantasy warfare, and now it has morphed into a surreal reality.
You want to go to war? You're going to get one.
We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields. We shall never surrender.
1, 2,
Slap in the face. Oh, he's soloing. Pow, pow, pow. He's got his gun out. Pow. So you're a red man. Anyway, before the break, guys, we had a trivia, which was who was the headliner for the Hall of Fame in 2012. Melissa does on Instagram.
No, certainly not. No, that's not my name, people.
At Mo does.
At Lissy. Oh, Mo. At Lissy does. Anyone get this?
Marty Leo Quirk, Punk, Tack, Cannon, Scotty 220 and Mr. President.
And they all Wikipedia in that little break. Very cool. I can tell you actually, I threw this trivia out to Lissy on the way and she got it.
Yeah, I did.
She was there. So the answer is Edge. And you did a Liverpudlian accent because you did Comic Con.
Oh, he is, yeah.
What were you doing? Because you went, he probably deserves to go.
Oh. He deserves to go, probably. Is that what I did?
Yeah, but you did it in an accent.
Did I?
So I was like, oh, he's doing a Liverpool. That's why I said I get it.
That's so subliminal. Yeah, I did then.
Podcast 37.
Yeah, you didn't.
No.
Yeah, okay. Not at all. So, guys, he is at WrestleCon. No, he's not. He will be at WrestleCon, so go check him out.
We haven't spoken, I don't think.
We are now in the second part of the show. This part is preview. We are previewing Fastlane.
When's that?
Tonight.
The preview will start in a second, but before we will do current standings.
Okay.
The current standings are Mafia 35, Podcast 37, Live 41, Family 45. So we are still top by 4.
They've had 2 clean sweeps.
We haven't spoken, I don't think, since Chamber.
What
How
else?
does that?
No,
Because
I
they
haven't
did
said a
mention
word
it
to
last
you
week.
since
Well,
it's the first for a while.
Everyone got the exact same points. Everyone got a clean sweep. Everyone got the 5 extra points.
Oh, that's crazy.
So
Is that the first time that's happened?
It's the first time since we did the 5 points for the Full House, for sure. But there is a team, I believe it might be podcast or live, I'm not sure. They've had 2 clean sweeps this year.
Wow. Jeepers.
Still not top. Because they did mention it last week on social media. They said, when we go right, we go right. When we go bad, we must go very bad.
Oh, they're extreme.
Yeah, because they've had 2 clean sweeps and still not. And no one's done a Joker. So last week, we all said it was really predictable.
Yeah.
Everyone did. No one played their Joker. So everyone was it's very easy to throw out the word predictable, isn't it? When you have to put your money where your mouth is, no one did it, did they?
It was the math, wasn't it? Because it wasn't necessarily a very high scoring.
But what we didn't take
That's what.
it was a 12-pointer, I think. Max,
11, I think.
Or 11. But you had the 5 points for the Full House. That's 16. Double it for the Joker.
No, because you don't get the.
You don't
get the 5 points doubled.
You double the
This is why.
so it's 20.
Exactly.
That's how involved this is. It was 22
Math,
plus the 5, so it would have been, still would have been 27 though.
On the board.
Guys, that would have been a 27 week as opposed to everyone else with 11.
Good grief, man.
So, tonight, people are saying this is predictable. This is where we might have to put our money where our mouth is. I think everyone's waiting for WrestleMania, which makes sense.
Or
There's probably
SummerSlam, I think.
yeah, but Mania will have around 16 matches maybe. Okay, the points without a joker could be somewhere around 25 to 30, 35. Yeah, there could be a lot of points on the board for one show. So if you were to play a joker, because you're not going to get full horse at WrestleMania, it's too hard. They're going to change. It's a full horse. It's too hard.
Too much grass.
Because you think of WrestleMania, they changed the idea the day of because just to throw the crowd off. You're not going to get it. But if you could even get like a third of it, 2/3 of it right, and you get like 20 points, you double that, it's 40 points. So it's a huge week. So I think that's what everyone's doing. But tonight, I'll add up how many points there are on the table.
Okay.
And if we believe it's that predictable, we could go for a joker.
We have to talk.
We've got Kieran's results on my tablet. So, guys, this is Team Wars and Prediction League, and if you if this is your first ever listen and you're listening to this show for the first time, this is the point where we all have teams. You have podcasts, which is the social media live. Lissy's in the chat room for them. Us here, which is family, and Mafia is the show, the bi-weekly show with us. We do 3 points for a wild title, 2 points for the secondary title, 1 point for a regular match. If you get a full house show, you add additional 5 points. And as we were just talking, there is a joker round, which you can play once a year. And you get double points for that week.
It's like your own personal money in the bank.
It really is. And like I said last week, if we had done it, you're looking at 27 points over 11. You could have gone 17. We would be 23 points ahead if we had done it and no one else did.
Hindsight's a son of a gun.
It is. That's what I mean. Easy to say predictable, isn't it? Put your joker in your mouth.
Put your milk where your cornflakes are.
Exactly. It's tough. So we're going to crack in. I don't think anything's been announced as pre-show.
Okay.
So we don't actually have a pre-show, but
they were still making matches until last SmackDown.
They were, and there will be a match on there. But I don't know if they maybe just add one on a night, maybe a Mojo somewhere along those lines, Ryder somewhere.
Just feed a 205 at a Mojo, see what happens.
Yeah, Mojo, Ty Dillinger, something like that I could see. But as for now, what I can tell you is this is the match that I'm putting first. But the thing that I think of
he is watching on Facebook. Hey, bro.
As a pre-show match, if anything, is Carmella and Natty beat Becky and Naomi, and that's for 1 point. And I can tell you, podcasts have gone Becky and Naomi, and Mafia have also gone Becky and Naomi.
This match was made very last minute though, so that tells me not a lot of thought has gone into it.
Is that what the back of my head looks like?
I mean, it depends if you go tactical on this or you go.
Hey, Bruno. Bruno is watching. You remember him from 2 weeks ago?
Hello.
He is watching on Facebook. Hey, Bruno.
Is that Bruno? Yeah, it depends. Lissy, what do you reckon? Do we go tactical with this? I know you're.
I'm trying to do like 6 things at once.
You don't have to answer. I'm just going to talk at you.
Yeah, you talk at me because I can't keep up with the chat room because it's moving a bit too fast.
Yeah, you just be the voice of the voices over there, Lissy, and I'm going to talk at the back of your head. Is that what the back of my head looks like?
Is that what my head?
Yeah. Be careful that one. I don't know. I mean, because this match was made very last minute, there's no backstory and there's no history. And judging by what I think Mafia and Podcast have gone, I think they've gone the babyfaces, the Naomi's.
Yeah, and like I was saying, I think it's a pre-show match, so they tend to nice little good guys on top.
I can't see any reason to throw a pebble in the water on this one. I can't see any reason to go weird with it or a bit crazy.
Yeah,
it's. I don't think we should give them too much time on this. I'm going to go with. Is it Naomi and who?
He is going to do it over the phone.
Naomi and Becky.
Yeah, Carmella and
not on like
I don't see any reason for Naomi and Becky.
But I just tried to do mine.
My vote is with that. I don't think we muck about with this one. I don't think we muck about with
Glowfire.
Yeah, is that an actual thing?
I don't know.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Okay.
I just decided.
It's Lissy.
What I'm about to tell you is Kieran wants to live.
Does he?
Wow.
Vote.
It is Emre Chan. I got him on the phone. Emre, nice to see you.
He is going to do it over the phone to me now. Not on like air or whatever. But I just tried to do a mine, and that will stop you visually seeing anything on the show. So I have to do it on here. Lissy.
Whose phone book's that? Because I'm pretty sure one of the names in there is Emre Chan.
It's Lissy's, and I can tell.
And no comment.
What do you know Emre Chan?
I could tell you
is.
Wow, it is Emre Chan. I've got him on the phone. Emre, nice to see you.
So everyone's going to babyfaces.
Yeah. I
was waiting.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Listen, you thinking Becky and Naomi?
I only found out he was German this week, so it's a good thing you played that
Yeah.
trick this week, because I would have gone with some kind of weird impression.
I can confirm. His says glow
So how's this going to work?
So we're going to vote. I'm just waiting for Kieran now.
Is this a first?
This potentially is a first. We have a phone for a fourth member.
Okay. This is live, baby.
It is. But what I can tell you guys is... That was a good laugh. So everyone's going to baby faces.
Yeah.
I personally am going to go Becky and Naomi.
Yeah, I don't think
Lissy, you thinking Becky and Naomi?
Becky glow!
Yeah, that's fine.
Glow, Becky!
And Kieran has actually just sent me a message. I can confirm. His says, glow fire.
Oh, is that a thing? He knows that
There
too.
you go.
How does he know that? Is that a thing?
Becky and Naomi.
It's also known
as
feel the Becky.
Master Splinter.
Yeah. Let's see if you could take
Feel
as well as let me know.
the
Oh God!
fire.
Black
Becky glow.
Glow
Becky.
Glow.
So we are going to go for glow
I
fire.
think it is just people on the card.
And next,
all four,
and live, Lissy, how are they looking? Sorry.
Becky and Naomi, that is glow fire. That is feel the lynch.
I'm just writing this down so I can send it to the leader of the pack afterwards.
So the first match of the card, believe it or not,
Master
is your
Splinter.
Royal Rumble winner. and your
Let's see if you could take Kieran's
WWE
vote as well, and
champion.
just let me know when you know.
That's
Oh God!
challenger
I've dropped my iPad.
Tell him Vince's commentary.
Yeah, so I believe that will probably be the pre-show. I'm going to be honest, not much to actually physically talk about the match. I think it is just to get people on the card, which I'm all for. But, you know, so that is a clean sweep. Becky and Naomi, that is glow fire. That is feel the lynch. That is, I feel like there's better ones. So the first match of the card, believe it or not, is your Royal Rumble winner and your WrestleMania WWE Champion competitor challenger Nakamura versus the guy who's actually just had the best merchandise sales of the last 3 months in the whole company in Rusev, of Rusev Day fame. There you go, and that is for 1 point. Now I can tell you, Podcast and Mafia have got Nakamura.
I don't see why Nakamura would lose at this point. I can't see it. He's on the fast lane to WrestleMania. I can't see Nakamura losing.
I just seen Kieran's comments and it says, "Oh man, what a match!" So there you go.
To be honest,
I assume he's not seen any wrestling recently, and he just found this out, and he's very excited by the looks of it. Hasn't given us a vote, but fair enough. He's commented.
To be fair, Kieran, we all found out about these matches this week.
Yeah, a couple of these they kind of have thrown at last second, which again it's hard to defend. People have really struggled with SmackDown recently, and when they just throw a match kind of this late doors, you kind of think. And also, I don't think people like the mix, because you're looking at a guy who should be doing a lot more than he is already, considering the points I already made about Rusev Day, and they're putting him against the one guy that he's going to get booed against. So it's kind of like taming his fire. Like he's kind of putting water on his fire. It's going to be a hell of a match. I think it'll be a really good match, and I think Nakamura needs a good showing, because I don't think he's actually been in front of the live audience since he won the Rumble, I swear.
I don't feel like I've seen many Nakamura matches.
Yeah, and this is the problem with the singular branded pay-per-views. This Fastlane did not need to happen. I'm always for someone who's always like, look, have a pay-per-view every Sunday. I don't care. I'll watch it. This one, after Chamber finished, I think that's when you just go ramp up all the WrestleMania feuds. Everything goes WrestleMania. Instead, it kind of been a holding pattern for 2 weeks now. I even seen it this week. I made a point. He had the Goldust situation this week. He had so little to say, and he kind of just said it, and then because he said nothing of any note, because he has to get through Fastlane before he can kind of challenge The Undertaker or challenge whoever he's doing next, they just sent Goldust out there and had a match, and it was kind of like, you were like, oh, this is really interesting, and then you kind of realize, oh, that was just to fill time because we have to get through Fastlane. Whereas if Fastlane wasn't there, he could already be teasing The Undertaker or teasing whatever he's doing at WrestleMania. But instead, we're getting these weird holding patterns where we have to get through this other pay-per-view, even though it's another brand, before we start cross-contaminating. Do you know what I mean? And that's really annoying.
It kind of depends how you look at it, because this is a good opportunity to get some matches and some combinations that you wouldn't normally get, especially at this time of year. Like, you get to see a Nakamura versus Rusev, which is a very interesting dynamic. I want to see. like as a fan of both guys, and also with the gold dusting on Raw this week. I'm a Goldust fan anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if thinking back to as an adult,
seeing him with John Cena in that situation,
and
seeing the match and stuff. Obviously, like they didn't get given any time, like based on the fact that it's not a legit scenario. It's just interesting. It's visually interesting. And is this a case of? I remember when I was a kid, there was a lot of these kind of matches where you'd see like a Bret Hart or a Shawn Michaels face off against someone that, like someone you wouldn't necessarily think he would face. And for me as a kid, they were the more interesting matches because they weren't the matches you got to see.
Yeah,
I don't know if thinking back to if I was an adult at that point,
would you have liked it?
Yeah, would I have realised, like you say, seen through it as just a holding pattern?
Yeah, that's still the issue. I've really enjoyed seeing his build to this. I like some people have kind of pooped on the Cena build to Mania, like, I don't like the idea of like everyone's just trying to get to WrestleMania. I was like, not everyone's trying to do that. Look, everyone is, but like Cena's storyline this year is so interesting.
Yeah,
because he was like, I've kind of been in a holding pattern. I've been trying to do like Hollywood, so I'm kind of struggling. So I need to win the Rumble to get back into contention, so I can go to WrestleMania. He loses, so he's like, do you know what? I'm going to go in the Elimination Chamber, win the 17th championship.
So he has to kind of go.
And he's like, I'm going to call out the Undertaker. Oh, that's not possible. Do you know what? I'm going to go to SmackDown, try and weasel my way into the title match. He wins the match. He's in the match. The problem is, it was almost a week too early. Because this week's Raw, he's now in that match, and he can't really say what he's doing post that match because that's this Sunday. So he was kind of stuck on this crossover segment, believe it or not, where he couldn't really tease anything or say anything because it'll give away the finish of the Fastlane main. So he has to kind of go, hey, he basically came out and said, guys, on the network, you can watch SmackDown Live's pay-per-view this week, Fastlane, where I'm going to win my 70. It was an old school promo to kind of shield the pay-per-view, which is fine. But on a crossover, you were kind of leading into Mania. You kind of want something extra, like buzzworthy. And all you were saying was, I'm going to win the 17th world title, and then I'm going to add myself to the triple threat. AJ can do his rematch, and I think is what Bruce Pritchard talks about. I think WWE is doing a red herring. They are testing the waters. Because I think maybe they are struggling with Cena and where he goes now because of maybe injuries to some people. And I think they are testing the waters to see the crowd reaction. The crowd reaction did no chant and booed heavily when he said it. So hopefully they read that and went, I'd love it if WWE have no interest. And they're like, no, we just wanted to wind the crowd up for a second. But if they are thinking it's not a good idea. It's a mega match to add Cena to it, 100%. The other hand is, it's the one match that kind of has to stay clean. Two guys. Give us that. Give us that classic WWE title. No multi-mans. Shinsuke Nakamura, the Royal Rumble winner, versus the best wrestler in the world today, AJ Styles. Give us that in New Orleans in a dome. Thank you. Don't add Cena. I know it's a mega match. It's not, like we said earlier with the worldwide appeal, the YouTube appeal. Adding Cena to that match? AJ Styles and Shinsuke, if you search their names on YouTube and put relevance to date, to like now, 1 minute ago, custom Titantron. 2 minutes ago, AJ Styles new song. Custom 3 minutes ago, edit of Shinsuke Nakamura match. 4 minutes. Those guys, Finn Balor being another one. They're getting that Cena Orton Rey Mysterio thing where you might see them on TV and go, they're doing okay. And then you see the world appeal and you go, they're superstars. And he's like that. And I think AJ Shinsuke Nakamura is a dream match, not just to deep wrestling fans. I think that's to kids. I think because AJ Styles has transcended from that kind of deep wrestling favorite to like kids love this guy.
Both guys are definitely coming across very well.
Yeah, and I just want Fastlane out of the way so we can actually see the build to this. Because you remember Money in the Bank, AJ and Nakamura face off. That was the Seeds. That was 9-10 months ago. And we're now getting it, and it's so slowly deliberated that we kind of want to go, kind of sink our teeth into this build. And Fastlane being there, it's just been such a. It should have been called Roadblock because it really has. For the first time, it's felt like a roadblock. Chamber, I felt fine with it. A lot of people have issue with Chamber because they feel like it changes too much. I don't mind Chamber. It's like the last little hiccup. But then you have a 6-7 week build. Now we're going to have a 3 week build to build, 9 matches? Post Fastlane? It's too much. It is, and I don't think it will happen again because obviously they're going back to this, the dual branded. So next year there will only be one pay-per-view between one Rumble and Mania. So it'll be fine. But it has really felt like it's got in the way, and I think it's because they've had to build up enough matches to fill Fastlane and Elimination Chamber. They haven't really had anything for Nakamura. So therefore he's not been on the shows. He's calling off. So it's a difficult situation. So in one side you think, this is unfortunate for Rusev. The other side you go, what great match for the kids. The ones that love Nakamura. Nakamura's back. I haven't seen him wrestle in ages. And people go, but Rusev Day's on the card. I can't wait to see him.
Yeah.
So in other words, is it almost a perfect mix?
Yeah, if you look at it from that standpoint, yeah, it's fun.
But what we don't know is who's going to win, which is what we're trying to do here. So I apologise for going off on that tangent.
I can't see any reason for that.
It has to. If they have Nakamura lose going to Mania, I don't see what's the point. It has to be Nakamura. So what did Kieran do?
Nakamura, but he wants Rusev.
Understandable. I think everyone feels that way. Lizzie, how does live look?
Nakamura.
So guys, I'm just going to tell you this.
Okay.
Yeah, essentially.
Everyone's gone the same so far. Yeah. 2 matches in, I know, and it's only 2 points up for grabs.
Okay.
But are we looking at a pay-per-view again, 2 pay-per-views in a row, which will show the relevancy of what I was saying about these little blips on the way to Mania? Do they really change that much? No, because they're very predictable. Who knows? We'll get to this now. We're at the show stealer. Okay. This is the New Day versus the Usos, and leading into this, we had the Usos come out and they're cutting absolute fire, essentially. And then the New Day, what I liked last week is they did their stick. And the Usos came out and made a very good point, very good, goosebumps moments. Yeah. Then Big E came back up, and he showed a different type of motivation, a different type of intensity that we haven't seen really. That isn't kind of like, "Hey, sucker," like as a joke. Yeah. He was actually showing raw human, actual, real life emotion, and I was invested immediately. I was like, he's got a promo in him there.
Not just that, he's portraying a lot of what a lot of people didn't see with the New Day guys. Yeah, they're having a lot of fun, and what they're doing right now is amazing, selling merchandise, one of the top acts on WWE TV. What a lot of people don't know is all 3 guys were pretty close to the chopping block before New Day became a thing. And even when they were given New Day originally, it was not
got closer to the chopping block.
It was not great, and it was up to these 3 guys to figure it out, and they did. So it's one thing to not take them that seriously in terms of what their act is, but behind those eyes, they've had to deal with some stuff to get to this point. So don't sleep on New Day when it comes to intensity and drive.
Yeah, 100%.
And it came out in Big E that night.
And it's tough, isn't it? Because they had the Hell in a Cell match. It was the end of everything. Now they're already back together. Yeah. And I think it's almost like a break glass in case of emergency. It was like, oh, who can we rely on to have the pay-per-view's not strong? Let's put a match on it that makes... Because you can have a match that has 5 duds and an amazing match. People come away going, that was a really good pay-per-view. So sometimes you have to throw these kind of true and tested things in there, and this is one of them. This will be full. As a tag wrestler ourselves, who really appreciate actual tag wrestling and not 2 singles thrown together doing singles moves, this is something that we take very seriously. This is our life essentially. So when we watch this, you go, that's incredible. That's, no pun intended, that's the bar. That's the level in which we're working with, because they're working inside a PG environment, in front of an audience, in front of HD cameras, with replays, commentators, given 19-20 minutes, and they pull out one of the best matches you'll ever see, under all those restraints.
And not just that, 2 of the most intriguing and entertaining acts on WWE as well.
I personally, this is the match. This is the match that would convince you almost I kind of want to see it live just for that buzz. That's the kind of appeal this has. This is WrestleMania to me, for a tag division. As far as who's going to win, Podcast and Matthew have both said Usos. I don't think you derail the Usos going into Mania. I think this is the one that could have a chance, because you can see Usos Bludgeon Brothers at WrestleMania, and then all the other tag teams unfortunately end up in a Battle Royal, or New Day win it. Usos get a return shot.
Yeah.
Gable and Benjamin never ever got their return shots for all the times they keep getting screwed.
Yeah.
So the Shane McMahon goes, or Daniel Bryan goes, you deserve it. The Usos need their rematch. The Bludgeon Brothers haven't lost a match. They deserve one. Here's a fatal 4-way. So in that sense, it would help New Day. Because if New Day lose, I don't see a way of getting them to Mania, because
other than this one is the ulterior route. They have done
in another match.
Well, not just another match. We've seen from the New Day previously that they can get on the Mania card without.
No, I agree, but it could be a 3-way. And New Day are involved in something completely separate.
Yeah, it could be anything. I think New Day are more capable than anyone else in the WWE of another route.
Well, they could hold down the Battle Royal, for example. I know it sounds like a demotion, but they become the centerpieces. So I agree. The Usos could, but this one is the one that I'm kind of. because it's such an easy way of Usos lose to New Day. There's a rematch. There's people that got screwed in the unbeaten team. All right, you guys are having a fatal 4 at WrestleMania. Gets all the 4 top tag teams on SmackDown on the card. It makes total sense. But I feel like they're really going with the Usos. They've brought up the fact they've never had a WrestleMania match on the main card. This is the year they're going to do it. They wouldn't have brought it up if they're not going to put. If they're going to throw them on the pre-show in a fatal 4-way. I'll be, because like I said before, as a tag wrestler, to see that the years the Usos have had and the tenure plus the quality and how good tag wrestling in general in the world is right now, if they don't get on the Mania card this year with the people around them, there's no hope for any tag teams out there. Give up now. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to ever have the year the Usos just have, and therefore you're always going to have a pre-show or a battle royal in your WrestleManias. So for the sake of all tag team wrestlers out there and tag team fans, I hope Usos retain and they get a one-on-one triple threat fatal 4-way bits on the card. I'm going to go Usos. Steer the path. Yeah, stick to the path.
I'll stick with Usos.
I'm going to throw
straight out. What about Kieran? Is he sending?
He went Usos.
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll go Usos. Let's see what is live looking like.
Middle titles are both
Okay.
on the line.
Here into the third match, and we're all the same. Joker card. Are you ready?
Jinder, Randy, Bobby.
That was for 2 points. I can't remember if I said it. The next one is also for 2 points. This is Randy Orton versus Bobby Roode for the US title, and I can tell you, Podcast and Mafia both gone Bobby Roode.
Okay.
I'm going to throw straight out the bat. Jinder Mahal gets involved, messes Randy Orton off.
You'll have to.
Bobby retains, goes to triple threat wrestling. And I think you end up with the middle titles are both on the line in triple threats. You've got Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Miz, and on the other side, Jinder, Randy, Bobby. One is particularly better than the other. But this one, I think, believe it or not, you could see Randy, Jinder, Bobby Roode pre-show.
Yeah, potentially.
Because people would say, whoa, would they really allow Randy on the pre-show? Will he accept that? One, he'll have to.
Yeah.
Secondly, for the year that Jinder's had, it'll be. I'd feel that was a tough break for him. I just threw that. That'd be a real tough break for him. Bobby Roode, I think it's part of the course. He's just come up. If you get pre-show, but the US title with Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal, that's not the end of the world. Next year, let's hope for better. But on the other hand, that again, what we said about the YouTube appeal. Jinder Mahal, Randy Orton in a match at WrestleMania. It's got a global appeal. Maybe not the guys that are going to travel to WrestleMania. Maybe not the guys that are going to buy it on pay-per-view in North America and Europe. But in Asia and India, that's a big thing to have.
WrestleMania will always have a short match.
They are looking for a YouTube appeal. The pre-shows go live on YouTube.
Is there a chance of someone else?
Are they looking to bust some huge numbers for WrestleMania? Millions for an Indian. They give Jinder the pre-show because they want to say, how many people can you get live on YouTube?
Yeah, I mean they could easily just pull the trigger and heat up the whole Jinder situation again, the same way they did before, just for Mania. It's a good tool.
And also there is always the chance WrestleMania will always have a short match.
Yeah,
Randy could RKO someone out of nowhere.
Is there a chance of someone else getting put in this match?
Well, there's people like Dolph and Baron who are going to be loose, and Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. Because ideally, if you imagine those three plus Dolph, Baron, Kevin, Sami, 7 people, ladder match.
Yeah, makes sense
for the US title. That makes sense. But now with the ladder match at NXT, I don't see it. But who knows? I'd rather that. It gets more guys on the card. Puts them in a predominant situation. You end up with Sami coming with the US Championship. You've already switched SmackDown up. Going in today, you kind of everyone's going, oh, Bobby Roode, Jinder, Randy. Come out going, oh, Sami Zayn's the champ and he's going against Kevin Owens. People go, oh, this has changed up a little bit. Freshens everything up post Mania. But as for the thing, I think it's as simple as Jinder gets involved and Bobby retains. Because I don't think Jinder involves and Bobby loses the title. But I could also see Randy Orton win the US title at WrestleMania.
I think they're gonna. It'll be someone to take the US title away from Jinder or keep it away from Jinder, just playing the whole America versus the world
That's
situation.
the situation. So I'm going to say Bobby retain. Just simple as that. What's live looking like?
New Day Usos.
What's Kieran looking
chance because of WrestleMania?
He's going to say Orton, isn't he?
Yeah, you know.
Just is lazy booking to get them all back into a match, and they all have a reason to be there. And it does make sense. It's not kind of lazy.
Yeah, I don't.
Typical, like, I'll just switch the title so we can get the rematch.
So live, are we rude?
Yes.
Kieran's Orton, unless you want to go on.
No.
Because of the stuff we know from behind the scenes.
I just don't see it. There's two matches on this card. I'm going to be frank now.
But we'll get to that shortly. But so we all went
New
through.
Day Usos. There's a chance
So far,
because of
the whole show
WrestleMania
has
that
been
the New Day walk away just as lazy booking to get them all back into the match, and they all have a reason to be there. And it does make sense. It's not kind of lazy, but that typical like, I'll just switch the title so we can get the rematch. And the main event, because the Cena red herring is a worry because of the stuff we know from behind the scenes and the stuff we've seen on TV. There is a chance Cena does win this. So, but we'll get to that shortly. But so we all went rude.
Yep.
So that is so far the whole show is a clean sweep, like Elimination Chamber.
And if
Sorry, definitely no, I agree.
No,
I fully agree with that. Yeah, but
you are Super
I also a quick Facebook shout. Andy Folsham says, "Can you give a shout out to my boy and your number one fan, Toby Folsham? Toby Folsham, yeah, shout out.
Hey Toby, Andy, what's up, guys?
And keep enjoying our YouTube channel.
Yeah, man. See you at the next show as well. I think you're gonna beat me.
I think
really appreciate it. And also Angel Osorio says, hello everyone.
Hello.
His profile picture is the Eagles logo. So you are Super Bowl champ, but boom. And Benji Atkin, hey. We crack on with the predictions. We are Charlotte, the Ruby Riott for the women's title for 3 points. I'm going to tell you right off the bat that I believe this is fresh.
It's very fresh.
Whether you like the build, whether it's been, it feels fresh.
I think the build's been alright.
I think Ruby's really been good. I've actually, people said that they feel that Absolution have been good and kind of the Riot Squad have kind of been meh. I've really liked the Riot Squad. I don't think necessarily they've done well, like they lose a lot.
Yeah.
But one in the Royal Rumble, how impressed were we with Sarah Logan?
Yeah.
And she had a match with Charlotte because obviously they've been doing this whole 1 down, 2 to go, 2 down, 1 to go. They've both done it. So now Ruby's ran through Naomi and Becky.
Yeah.
And now she's finally at Charlotte, and Charlotte's done the same. She's gone through Liv and Sarah. Yeah, she's at Ruby. So they've done the storyline's been cool. Like when you say that in hindsight in the video package, that looked really good.
Yeah.
As it went along, it wasn't as good. Like when you visually watched it, it was kind of like okay, yeah. But in hindsight, like a video package tonight, you'll go, that was a really cool build.
Which I think you saying that is what SmackDown has been a little bit like in general lately.
Yeah, it's good in highlight form. It's the idea of like watching it drawn out. It's tougher.
If it feels kind of like throwaway when you're watching it, which no disrespect at all to SmackDown or anyone on SmackDown, but it has felt a little bit like you don't have to necessarily catch it every week. But like you say, if you look back, the caliber of superstar they've got on there and what's been happening in highlight form, it's perfect.
Yeah,
but like you say with the Riot Squad, I'm very impressed with
yeah, and people said they don't get it, and I get that. Like we've always said, like black and white wrestling, you have to be black and white. They don't like. It's tougher to understand shades of grey.
Yeah.
So the Riot Squad people say it's just a mixed match of people, but it's like it's not. It's Jennifer's body. It's the cheerleader, the country girl, and the punk rocker come together because they're all evil.
Mean Girls.
Yeah, it's the weird group.
Spot on.
But it works.
Yeah, it's really good.
It doesn't need to be like uniform.
Not just that, they've all got very good mainstream appeal in terms of like a lot of kids in America and stuff.
And it's funny as well because people believe that Absolution isn't a mismatch, but you've got an MMA fighter, a supermodel essentially, and an English girl that's been in WWE for years. So it's very different,
I can see why people have that opinion, just because when stuff is on Raw, it is highlighted in a more legitimate manner. Whereas Riot Squad to me does, like you say, it feels like a very colourful teen movie when it plays out.
Which I'm all for.
I'm all for.
And I just want to...
Naomi. And then you look at Asuka, the wild card. Yeah. Asuka is yet to say where she's going. Yeah, true. She hasn't said what title she's
I can tell you the podcast and Matthew have both gone Charlotte.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you could draw it out.
When you look at WrestleMania, and you look at, there's probably going to be 2 women's matches plus the mixed tag. You have to get your best girls in, the best superstars. Alexa, Nia, Sasha Bailey. You look at SmackDown, Charlotte.
Yeah.
So you could essentially
Becky, Naomi. Then you look at Asuka, the wild card. Asuka is yet to say where she's going.
Yeah, true.
She hasn't said what title she's going for.
No.
I see Charlotte winning, Asuka coming out and saying, I want you.
Yeah.
Or you could draw it out and you do it on Raw and then she responds to SmackDown and gets you for another week of TV, which is how they'll see it because it is like a job to get you to WrestleMania. They have to fill the weeks.
Yeah.
Because if they give it all to you, so if Charlotte wins, Asuka comes out, I want you, Charlotte says yeah. Now they've got to think for something for Monday and Tuesday for both of them. So you could essentially have Charlotte win. Monday, Asuka goes, no, I'm not going for you, Alexa. I'm going for her. Nia takes out Alexa. SmackDown, Charlotte accepts.
Yep.
You've got another week out of the whole build towards Charlotte and Asuka. Charlotte, Asuka, and what I see is when you look at that little group of girls that deserve it, like properly, Ruby's not in there yet.
Not yet. No.
So therefore, you can't.
You really don't know.
This early in her career, and the little amount they've done, they don't have Ruby. Ruby Riott doesn't walk into WrestleMania as champion this early in her career. She's not Alexa, who did that last year. This is different. So it's Charlotte. She needs to have a mega match with Asuka. And I believe the other side would be a fatal four with Sasha, Bayley, Nia, and Alexa. Yeah, and I'll take both of those. Charlotte Asuka will be a hell of that could main event. That's a hell of a match because you really don't know. Will they give Charlotte the first win?
Yeah.
Will Asuka be crowned? You know,
there's a lot of appeal.
And also it switches Asuka over to SmackDown. Again, we need that shake-up post Mania to refresh things.
Yeah.
Asuka on SmackDown all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Now we're going. Oh.
Well, not just that. You're talking about that YouTube appeal earlier. Asuka has that.
Yes, she does.
Same
yes,
as
she
the
does.
others.
Yeah.
With that being said, though, what do you do with the rest of the women?
That's what I can't figure out, because even Sasha Bayley looks almost like a singles, but I think they will be added to Nia and Alexa, and I don't mind seeing a fatal four-way and a singles, then a mixed tag.
Yeah.
I don't mind that use of the women. It's the most that's ever happened. 3, I think.
Fatal four-way, a mixed tag, and a singles.
Naomi.
14 girls.
Yeah.
Natalia.
Nikki Bella.
Carmella. Becky. Becky is the hard one to deal with. Absolution. Dana. Mickey's had a very good year.
Very good, yeah.
That's a weird one, but she's really when you think, oh god, Mickey, you go, she's really good.
Yeah.
Mickey, and then you look at the Riot Squad girls.
Yeah, and I don't mind seeing.
I've literally just named you 13, 14 girls that aren't going to be on Mania, and that's with a fatal four-way, a mixed tag, and a singles.
Yeah.
14 girls. Find me Nikki Bella. Find me Brie Bella. Find me Trish Stratus, Lita. Find me Victoria, and let's put Ivory in there from the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
There's 20 girls. There's a Battle Royal.
Why not? Yeah. What for, though?
First ever women's battle
the
royal.
May Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
The Birth of Faye.
Birth of Faye, that's the name I was thinking.
Maybe, yeah, and I don't mind seeing maybe like the pre-show being
it's very similar to last year. Last year was
the Women's Battle Royal.
Yeah.
The Cruiserweight Tournament final between Cedric and Drew.
Yeah.
And Bobby, Jinder, Randy. That's a very good pre-show.
Very solid.
That's a solid pre-show, isn't it? It's a title match. There's the first ever Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania with something like a trophy or a medal or something.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of all that, you've got the 205 crowning of the new champ. So it's a very solid start, and it's very similar to last year. Last year was the Battle Royal, IC title, Cruiserweight.
Yeah.
So it's basically the exact same.
Is this the deepest roster we've ever gone into?
Yeah, I 100%. And also, there's this weird thing that's happening in wrestling where, like, you saw Austin Aries this week show up at Ring of Honor. That's Impact's champ.
Yeah.
That's Defiant champ. That's IPW champ. He calls himself the belt collector.
Yeah, he wants them all.
He's now turning up. What if he turns up and tries to take something at WrestleMania?
True.
Because we're in this weird world now where people are coming from other companies. Like, who says that the bar won't go against the New Day?
This is a quick question.
We just really don't know. So we're in an interesting world. As far as this match, Charlotte and Ruby, with 2 T's. I go Charlotte with 2 T's.
Shout out Angel. I think that's right. Shout out to Philadelphia.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't need to check him because he says Charlotte.
And he actually told us he is.
As he would tell you, his future wife.
Yeah.
So that
His
could
future
have
ex-wife.
affected the way we pick tonight.
He
You
just
might
wants to
just
hang out with Rick
affected the course.
Guys, this is a quick question. I'm going to quickly say, I think it's Angel Osorio or Angel Osorio, the Philadelphia Eagles fan. He says, send me a shout out from Philadelphia. Love your show. Shout out Angel? You tell me. I think that's right. Shout out to Philadelphia. Jeez.
What's the weather doing over there?
Yeah, I bet it's cold. And he actually just told us he is the Undertaker in white shorts. So that could have an effect on the way we pick tonight. So you might have just affected the course of history.
And in Philadelphia, you're closer to the source than we are over here because we've got a whole ocean between
You get to the venue. I don't know where it is.
No idea, but you can drive there. You can actually drive.
Technically, you could.
You could actually drive.
It'll just take you 2 days, depending on where you
are.
Will there be a cash-in from Carmella? I can tell you, podcast and Mafia? No. No.
Nah.
Because they like for the exact same reasons that I just said. It's Asuka versus Charlotte.
Yeah.
We need a mega match with Charlotte. You don't then go, Carmella gets involved. Then we look at like a 10-women's match for the title with Charlotte.
Yeah.
Charlotte needs. She's such a face of that women's division. She needs a singles match.
You could have a cash in on Mania.
That I could see. Carmella cashes on Charlotte during the match, Seth Rollins style.
Okay.
Asuka doesn't lose.
True.
No.
Very true. Very well done. Very well done.
Or they do a thing where Charlotte, she's out of the ring, and then they restart the match as a singles match, not as a triple threat.
Okay.
So she asks if it's a singles match, so Asuka's not involved.
Couldn't that be interesting?
It could be interesting. So yeah, I say no because it leaves that open, and also people want the buzz around WrestleMania of the cash.
Yeah,
I think.
We're going to end up with the same point.
Let's see what is live looking like, and what is Kieran saying.
I think it's obvious.
Kieran has said no. And live have said no.
So we all know. I can tell you, we're going into the main event.
Okay.
And everyone is clean sweep, exact same. No one's moving anywhere. Couldn't that be interesting that we all go in exactly the same at WrestleMania? So everyone's going in on the exact same. Then we all pick the same at WrestleMania, and we all play the. Because if we all play the Joker card at WrestleMania, we're all going to end up with the same points. So do you take the risk now? Because it's clearly this obvious. We all think it's obvious.
We're all Hangman looking in a mirror. The same page.
3 points.
That's very good. We're all diamonds in a Dallas. We're on the same.
AJ Styles, Kevin Owens,
Downward Dog. What's his thing?
No worries, Angel. Thank you for listening to the show and watching the show. Philly. Oh, Angel, go check out the Brothers Zor on YouTube. That's us. We're very good. Go give it likes and comments and subscribe to our channel. Guys, W title match. This is a 6-pack challenge for 3 points.
Yeah.
We are talking Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, John Cena, Baza Corbs, Dolph Ziggler. And I can tell you, Podcast and Matthew have both got AJ Styles. Baza Corbs is Baron Corbin, in case you didn't know, and also if you're from Philadelphia, you don't know that kind of thing. It's a hell of a match. I think, again, with the New Day match, I think this is going to steal the show. I think it's going to be fantastic.
The kind of 6-pack that's going to get me drunk on wrestling.
It really is. It's so good. And I mean that. I know people say, I don't like multi-matches. Multi-matches are fun.
Why not?
And when they're this good, this is going to be pure action. This is going to be really good.
There's so many superstars in one ring.
I think you take away everything from this game. Nakamura's going after the SmackDown champ. We know that. He said he's going for the SmackDown title and AJ Styles, okay? So, Nakamura and AJ, if he loses now, will be ex-champ. So he'll have a rematch.
Okay.
So whoever this ends up being, it'll be Nakamura, AJ, and someone.
Okay.
Whatever happens here. So AJ's going to Mania with Nakamura, but we don't know whether it's going to be a triple threat or not. Now let's break this down. Is it going to be Baron Corbin, Nakamura, and AJ Styles at WrestleMania? No.
Oh, I'd be right with that.
Is it going to be Kevin Owens, Nakamura, AJ Styles? No. Is it going to be Dolph Ziggler? No. Here's my question. Sami Zayn, that holds weight. 2 years ago, WrestleMania weekend, Nakamura, Sami Zayn. There's history. Do you make
it up right now as well?
Yeah, and do you make that a triple threat? No. Did he win this week on SmackDown? Yes. Does that mean he's going to win the weekend? No.
Logic.
So we're left with Cena. This is the weird one. When this was a 5-pack challenge, easy.
Yeah.
We knew what was happening. Now Cena's in there, and we know about the Rey Mysterio rumors. We know Rey Mysterio might be hurt. We know that The Undertaker was a thing. Then it took off the table, apparently. We don't know when we're being worked. We don't know what's happening.
I have no idea.
So because of that, Cena right now is that devil on your shoulder that's going, are they going to give him the 17 championships?
And his name is John Cena!
Tonight at Fastlane 2018. And take him right into WrestleMania.
That's already happened on one of the biggest stages in the world. It's going to happen again, hopefully, on...
It's tough, isn't it?
It's thrown it right up in the air. It's a real spanner in the works, Lissy.
They like to do that, you see.
They like it, and I like the fact that it's I'll be honest.
Like a triple
I
threat.
know there'll be a lot of negativity surrounding this.
And if you add someone like
the
John
reaction you
Cena
got
to
on
the
Raw.
mix,
Yeah.
when he brought it up.
I think that'd be a hell of a match. Like, I'm not just necessarily looking from a standpoint of, like, obviously Shinsuke AJ is a hell of a match. Like, that's already happened on one of the biggest stages in the world. It's going to happen again, hopefully. the other biggest stage in the world.
So if
I don't see anything wrong with sticking a John Cena in there. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, I personally like a triple threat. I like how triple threats work, and if you add someone like John Cena to the mix, it does add this whole different, very dramatic dynamic.
Okay, so just for my confirmation.
Yeah.
For AJ to lose the championship tonight, he doesn't need to be pinned, does he?
No.
So if Cena pins somebody else to win it, he hasn't beaten AJ.
Like a Roman Reigns brings to a match.
So if they do AJ, Cena, Nakamura, Cena's the one taking the pin to keep.
So AJ could basically get all the way through WrestleMania without ever getting pinned and never having the championship the whole time. But either way, AJ will have a rematch.
Yeah, either way, we're gonna unless he randomly throws it away on a SmackDown, which I can't see that happening. But I like the dynamic. I like what Cena brings to matches. He brings the same thing that I think like a Roman Reigns brings to a match. There's a certain level.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I see what you're saying, but I don't think Nakamura and AJ need it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's kind of like having an a la carte meal that you know is going to be exceptional.
Yeah, I think
and then you stick ketchup on there. And it's gonna taste good, you know. Like even with ketchup, it's gonna because ketchup tastes good.
What are the chances though that you think
it's like that? But yeah, it's whether you muck about with something that could be perfect.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
But I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to Cena being in
I
it.
love Cena.
Yeah.
I always have. But I don't want him in this match. I don't want him in that match.
Yeah, I think deep down, I'm just trying to be very positive. I'm just trying to keep it all above board and very positive. What are the chances, though, that you think Cena will come out of this tonight? Though, percentage-wise?
Oh, Christ, that is one of the hardest questions.
Yeah. Do you think there's a chance? Is there
I always think there's a chance for Cena. I think you'd be silly not to.
Do you not feel like this is still just biding time for something else? Do you think there's more to what he did with the Undertaker call out the other week?
Well, that's a lot of the conversation in the chat room. Is some no, because Cena's got Taker.
Yeah.
But then the other half are saying no, Taker's not there.
Because we were all under the impression that he was going into an all-in Taker.
Yeah.
And for him, like Scott said,
I'd prefer that. I prefer Cena, Taker, AJ, Naka.
On paper,
in the ring, it looks way better.
It plays out nicely. Because that was something we were all kind of going in with the idea that it was going to be Cena versus Taker.
Do you reckon there's a chance that Cena,
like Scott said earlier, why would Cena have brought it up on Raw the other week?
In a real sense.
I think Cena says what he wants. So I don't necessarily think you can look into that too much. I think take that with a pinch of salt, because I think Cena's in a position where he can say and will say what he wants.
So his blood's boiling and he's gone for it. Like, it's one of those things where he knows what the universe is saying.
Yeah.
And he's going to throw it out there anyway.
Yeah, and then he's going to throw it out there and then take it away, because then he's not the bad guy for not doing it.
Do you reckon there's a chance that Cena did that purposely to get Undertaker's attention?
Is that his way
in real life?
In a real sense.
Possibly.
Like,
I think Undertaker's done so many WrestleManias. I don't think he's forgotten that WrestleMania is coming up.
Oh, yeah,
I think that he knows, and he and certain people are the only ones that know whether he can wrestle or not.
Undertaker knows exactly what day WrestleMania falls on. He knows where it is. Even if he's not on the card, he hangs about. He knows.
So I don't think Cena would be doing anything in real life to get his attention, because he doesn't need to.
Is he forcing someone's hand, though? Is that his way of maybe forcing a hand?
Possibly.
And with that in mind,
or they already know it's not happening. Cena doesn't want the heat on him, so he's like, "Oh, I'll say it, get a crowd reaction, and then say, well, no, it can't happen, because then it's not his fault."
The wrestling world is
true. But if we're looking at it from the perspective of, let's say he is doing
it,
I personally, or he is saying that because that's potentially where we're going, does that kind of lead you to believe that Cena's just in this match as a red herring?
I want that. I want that to be the case, and I want it to be that he's just kind of
It's just scare tactics, and it's just a laugh.
Oh, it's a right laugh. I'm giddy. The wrestling world is giddy over it. They're finding it so funny.
I think this is a worry. I personally, I'm 75%. I want AJ Nakamura as a singles.
Same.
And there's 25% of me that's like, I see fully the appeal of adding John Cena to anything is going to make more money. In a bigger scheme. I think the crowd... But the thing is, Cena's an interesting one. He's not like Roman. It's gonna be partisan, like the crowd. It's gonna be. If you add him into the match, every time he does anything, there's gonna be booing.
Yeah,
that's interaction. It's good. That's what people want. Every time it's the other two wrestling, they're gonna cheer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so I don't think it really ruins anything other than the spectacle that we can't say that Shinsuke AJ had a match or something. And it'll be the first time a match from Wrestle Kingdom happened at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I personally love it. I don't think Do you know what? It doesn't matter what they do with the card. Don't matter if Roman's on top. If you give the hardcores AJ Shinsuke, they'll keep happy.
Okay, now you've said that.
Those two shaking hands at the end, they'll do the gun thing, and he eats it, and
I can't even imagine the kind of match they're going to put together.
It'd be crazy. And it could be the standout moment. Nakamura is still looking for that huge moment.
Yeah.
And AJ's the perfect guy.
Yeah.
Kieran's, what's Kieran gone?
Kieran has gone.
AJ.
Okay.
I think it's AJ.
I think AJ, yeah.
From Criminal Minds.
It's JJ.
Everyone knows AJ.
Yeah, it's true.
AJ, live, what are they looking?
AJ.
So this leaves us in a conundrum. I can tell you that Joker, no, podcast Matthew say no, live, we need to know if you want to go for the Joker. Kieran, do you want to go for the Joker? I can tell you.
Nothing's going to change. No. But we're ahead of everyone. So we can play.
There's 13 points on offer.
So it's not
if we got a clean sweep, we get 26 plus the 5. That'd be 31 is potential if you did a Joker. But which would put us maybe 15, 16 ahead going into Mania. But if everyone plays the Joker and gets 20 right, like the problem is if we all go for Mania and we all get basically half of them right and we all play the Joker, nothing's going to change.
No.
But we're ahead of everyone. So we can play that game. So it's not for us to really take the risk, but I'm open to taking a risk. But I want everyone, all 4 of us on board. I don't want 2 of us or 3 of us. It needs to be a whole hide that all 4 of us go, do you know what, let's take the risk. Because I don't want the poop when tonight is the weirdest, most unpredictable night ever and we went for the Joker that 1 week and it's once a year. How are you feeling this when it comes to doing the Joker?
Well, as it stands right now, let's say everyone goes no Joker. Okay.
They are quite close behind
if everyone
I think it's going to be it's a gamble, isn't it? Where whenever you do it, I think.
The 5 for the extra.
So we're out in head right now, aren't we?
Yeah. So let's
we
say
are currently ahead. He's just taken away my.
So we're out in head. We're in a position where we can.
We're in a position that if we did, I don't know if it would necessarily.
And take over. So in that case, okay. But
well, as it stands right now, let's say everyone goes no Joker and we
They are quite close behind us.
Yeah, if everyone said tonight no Joker, everyone's going to get 13 points. And then the 5 for the extra. So we're all going to go 18 points, okay?
Yeah.
So let's say everyone gets 18 points. We could potentially get 31.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So if we got 31, that would be 13 points on top of the 4 we're already ahead. So that would put us 17 points clear going into Mania and TakeOver. So in that case, okay, but let's say WrestleMania has... I'm trying to think. WrestleMania will have 2 world titles, 2 women's titles. So that's 12 in 4 matches.
Wow.
Then they have all the middle card matches. So that's going to be 22, 24 maybe. Then load of singles matches. So we're looking at potentially 30 points. So a wild card would put us at 60. If you got a clean sweep, 65 points, which would destroy our 17. Even if we got half, we'd be somewhere in the middle. So it would be a gamble. But it is a very predictable show. But the things that are worrying me is the Cena and New Day. Because if they don't, and we play a Joker, that's 5 less points. That's 10 less points with the Joker, and the extra 5, that's 15 points less. So we end up with 16 points playing a Joker. If we get 2 wrong.
I think based on the fact that there is a couple matches in there that
are worrying me. I was more likely to play on Elimination Chamber because I was sure.
That's what I feel.
I think we'll pull off. Personally.
It'll be it. We could see it tomorrow and go, that was predictable.
We're in a good position. We don't need to be.
We're all hands on deck at WrestleMania. All right, we'll go no then. Is Kieran saying no?
He hasn't responded, so I'm going to say for him no.
Well, I said we have to have all 4.
Yeah.
So even if he said yeah, it doesn't matter. Want to play the Joker live?
No.
Okay. So that is another.
Kieran just said tempted, but no.
Yes, that's what I feel like. So guys, I can tell you that is for the second pay-per-view preview in a row. That is a clean sweep, including no Jokers. That is absolutely crazy.
Maybe tug of war over a belt.
But either way, I hope you enjoy Fastlane. Get on the WWE Network for $9.99. But guys, next week, in this coming week, we've got Raw, we've got Lesnar and Reigns face off. Don't be surprised if there's some hardware colour. Yeah. I'm being honest. I think they're setting something up big that moment to really set that into the next level. And they are crazy enough, both of them, to do something silly in that. I hope they don't go simple and just do a big pull apart. I could see something huge.
Maybe tug of war over a belt.
Yeah. You also got 205 Live, the semi-finals of the championship tournament. We got NXT, the UK titles online. Roddy Strong and Pete Dunne. Impact Wrestling. Feast or Fight match, including EC3 and Tyrus. And Ring of Honor. Frankie Kazarian versus Hiromu Takahashi and Scorpio Sky versus Flip Gordon. And we want to hear your feedback on all of that stuff that happens this week. So if you have any idea, like if you have a theory on something like Roman Reigns did something this week, the hardware color maybe that happens, or Frankie Kazarian versus Takahashi, or maybe even a Feast or Fight match, Roddy Strong, Pete Dunne. If you've got anything to talk about, go to @TWS Radio on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere. Leave comments. Really fill our timeline with your thoughts and your processes in your mind. Really let all your... If you've got an idea of how Bray and Thingy are going to get to Mania, write it into the chat. Yeah. Not, and also make sure you go and vote on whether Bray and Matt Hardy will go to WrestleMania or whether it will be done before. That will be at TotalWrestlingShow.com. So really get involved. If you're listening to this and you can hear my voice, you're listening to on iTunes, go subscribe to the Brothers on YouTube. TWS on YouTube. Go follow TWS on all the social media and really interact, because they will always get back.
Get your voices heard.
And you'll be heard on the show because we read the feedback. So really flood our stuff and really make sure you get the votes done too. Yeah. And also tell your friends.
Oh yeah.
I challenge you all to go out there and tell one person about Total Wrestling Show and to get them to listen next week. We want to take over the world. One country at a time. And also remember, this was a prize pack week, and that was one night only Rival 2017 DVD, Mike Bennett t-shirt and Bobby Roode sign pick. Lissy has taken a picture of the chat room, so if you were waiting, you have been taken a picture of. And the other is you can retweet or share the podcast itself or the graphics on the social media. That is TWS Radio on the social media. The winner will be announced next week with Mafia including the answer to the vote. And that will be Mafia back next week at 7 p.m. And they'll be there just before on TotalWrestlingShow.com doing a little listen live dark match. So you can hear their dulcet tones there. If you haven't as well, this week we had a Taya Valkyria, I can never say her name, on the conference call, on the old con call. So you can go download that on iTunes. And anything else, there's loads of other good stuff. Cody Rhodes was on there. Go listen to that interview. Dan conducted that in the locker room with us. It was fantastic. Lots of good things. And before we go out with the theme of the week, chosen by someone in the chat room named Wab. 1990.
Yeah, Wab, baby. Absolutely wabulous.
We're not sure who it was, but we think it might be Kieran. He chose Cien's song. So you'll be going out on Cien's music, I believe. But any, Lissy, where can they catch you?
Lissy does on Instagram.
They can catch us at Instagram and Twitter by TBA, BYE, TBA. And the Brothers All on Facebook. And obviously, as I've said throughout the show, thebrothersall.bigcartel.com and also Brucey's with an S.bigcartel.com.
We got some new merch coming.
Yeah, we have.
It's my favourite batch.
Yeah, and also go to YouTube. Please subscribe. If you're listening and you're a subscriber already, like I said with TWS, tell 2-3 people in your family. Get all your devices. Make new names and everything. Make a load of different channels.
Make one for your dog.
Make sure you like all the videos and make sure you comment on them all. You'll always be commented to that too. Make sure you subscribe. And get all your friends to subscribe. I challenge everyone to get 5 people to subscribe to our channel that you know. And if all of you do that, we will be a million no time. And also thank you to everyone that's been on the Facebook. I've been enjoying reading your messages. Andy Folsham, Angel Osorio, Benji Atkins says see you at UPW, we'll see you there. Wab forever. Yes. The big debut. Shout out to Sam, Michelle and all the others that have been watching tonight, including Bruno. This has been a Mother's Day edition of TWS.
Say something else then.
No. And so happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. Go buy your mother all her favourite things and be super nice to her. Not just today.
I'll be 19.
You'll be not a teen anymore in a year.
Nah.
Every day, bro.
She's 19 years old.
She did. She really did. Like, no one can say she didn't.
That's how it works, right?
Like, that's how it's a thing.
They all ate.
So guys, make sure you go be nice to your mothers, and make sure you watch Fastlane at an appropriate time or in an appropriate time.
Oh,
you're cool. But guys, how you feeling?
Great. I'm heading on your birthday weekend.
Ah!
This is my last show at 18 years old.
You're gonna be a man soon, Joe.
I'll be 19.
You'll be not a teen anymore.
Pops over here is nearly 19 years old.
Big time. So guys, that has been TWS Family. You can catch Mafia next week at 7 p.m. Make sure you do. Flood that timeline. Flood all of our timelines. Like all of Lissy's pictures. No DMs. We will see you in 2 weeks, and Mafia will see you next week. Bye.
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 Yeah. Periscope, one watching. Bye YouTube, get the brothers there.